Hello. Welcome to the
Hello,
Shit
everybody.
Show, Friday Night Shit Show. And I want to say, hope everyone's having a wonderful Friday night, even though it's a shit show. You can always try to find something good. But I want to welcome my sister Sandy, American woman,
Hello,
and Ruben. Hello,
Ruben.
Ruben.
Hi, Ruben.
Hello,
Boosh.
hello.
Thank you for
Bruce.
coming. And Bruce. Thank you for
Hello,
showing up.
Bruce.
Hello, everybody.
So,
Hello, children.
how you doing? How's
Hi,
everybody doing
Chef.
today?
The sexy side's on this side over here.
Hey, Chef.
But yeah, we got a pretty good show lined up tonight. We found a bunch of really interesting articles that we thought we'd bring up, and I'm going to let my one of my co-hosts take control of which articles he wants to talk about first. But I want to say hi to everyone in the chat, and let's see. We've got Kronos, who's the first one here,
Hello, Kronos.
and then. Let's see. I made a couple boo-boos on there. So, but Kronos was the first one, and then we had, let's see, Pope. How do you say his last name?
Metallicus.
Metallicus.
Yes.
Okay,
Cool.
sorry, I mispronounced your name.
It's
I'll
okay.
try not to do that again. But and then we had Bruce showed up, and then Boosh showed up. And
Jackie Blue.
sorry, it's a lot of chats. Oh, Six Nation 31 Kings. Thank you for coming.
Wait. Jackie
What?
Blue. Is she going to be back in here?
No,
I've never paneled with her.
Is it on my end or is it Janet roboting?
is it me? Am I
You-
roboting everyone?
Not
No,
really.
Okay, good. Okay, I think that's everyone. Back to Kronos again.
Seem okay now.
Thank you everyone for coming.
Sorry
And,
about that. I think
yeah, she was in earlier, and I learned how to click on her and make her a whatever that's called, a ranch, I guess. I'm trying to learn how to do it because I want to make you guys all one too, so that you can help out whenever you're in here. But it's hard for me to do two things at once. But Bruce, which article do you think we should talk about first?
There's something kind of interesting here. I'm going to share this. This is off of Twitter. The biggest ripoff Elon Musk has got yet. And I'm sorry, Elon. I know you like your social network. I don't. This is Wall Street Apes. America's child sex trafficking problem is far bigger than anyone realizes.
Mm-hmm.
Man showed up to the house thinking they were meeting teenagers for sex. So 104 men were arrested in one singular day. Charges such as untipted, unlawful sexual conduct with a minor and importuning.
Mm-hmm.
The headlines in 2019 ran saying 104 arrested in massive Central Ohio trafficking, online child sex sting, etc. You don't see this anymore after Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Now that the elite have been implicated, they do what they want you to think they're doing, but they literally they're going to continue. The charade is back on. The veil is back over our eyes. They're not doing this anymore. This is no longer a thing that you see nationwide. I think it's going to reverse. I think we're going to go back to taking people that are trying to exploit children that are in a position of need. They're going to be going after those people that are trying to exploit, trying to devalue, trying to defecate or desecrate these children's bodies and their mindsets. I hope that this is something that we go back to, because I love the Trump era attack that we had going off. It was a good spear point, a good spear thrust against the entire child traffic sex rings. There was that. It was going on all the time. If you were keeping your ear to those rails, you would hear that train going by a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Can I expound on that?
Yes, go ahead.
There's this guy in Central Florida, Grady Judd, I think his name is. That's one of his main goals, is to do exactly what happened in Ohio, which is sting them. Like, it's happening. Go get them, take them to prison and they stay in prison.
Right.
There's another thing. I think not last week. I wasn't here last week, but 2 weeks ago, Janet and I talked about the exploitation of children in Texas, and it's every day I get a thing on my phone. So back to one of the things Bruce was saying, a few years ago we had a different guy. That different guy organized a task force. But $2 billion a year? Oh, that's so expensive. How can you spend $2 billion a year in taxpayer money? How can you justify that? Not just that, it's also paid for by the states that are organized with that task force, which would be local FBI, Homeland Security, which is already getting paid for the job, and
Exactly.
Border Patrol.
And
So
they're going
it's like
after their favorite target, which is child predators. Child
Right.
sex predators are the favorite target. They're the favorite ones to polish their knuckles on. It's great.
And that was one of the first things, well, not the first thing, after he got out of his first impeachment, Trump organized that task force.
But did you
Well,
read the on that article that you had posted that that Joe Biden has decided to not make that a priority?
Correct.
No, not just that. He
Yeah.
used
Yeah, our
executive
children,
order to
our
eliminate
future-
the task force that
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Yeah. I know that means that this administration does not think that the children of our country, of America, are worthy of being around or mentally stable or capable of growing up and running our country, because they're all going to be damaged due to whatever happens to them, because the government doesn't give a crap about them. He wants you to get that jab and get your boosters, but don't take care of your kids and keep them away from predators. I mean,
Can you highlight
bit-
Six Nations comment there?
it's ridiculous.
That's a good one.
I just don't get it. I just don't understand. To me, that is just
Control.
how anybody
want
can
control
have a
back.
child and hold them in your arms and not want to make everything in their life the best that you can possibly make for them, even
They
if
don't
it's
have the
not
same-
your own kid.
They don't have the same priorities.
It's
I
going to
know.
swing back. Don't think
Why?
it won't.
Why? Because the current administration does not view us citizens as people.
Mhm.
Women,
Neither does the
children,
neither
families,
Republican.
whatever.
Right.
We are not people to them.
Nope.
The other guy who's gone and is now under indictment again, I think, in New York, because they changed the law again so they could re-indict him for another thing. Gave a shit.
Yeah, he did. He really cared about protecting children. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was stuff happening all the time. Every month I was seeing something, arrests here, arrests there, child trafficking coming over the border, big drug groups being arrested and stuff, but the news never talked about it. The only way you'd find out is if you happen to know somebody that's in the state where it happened. You know what I mean?
Or local news. Local news.
Yeah,
talked about it, but
local. That's
national
what I
news
mean.
didn't.
I talked to my friend on the phone and she's like, "Oh, I had a big bust right here on the interstate, blah, blah, blah." And they're telling me, I'm like, it wasn't even on Fox News. You see, the news now is nothing but these little groups where they sit around with their coffee mugs and talk about whatever their hairstyles and clothes and whatever else. It's more commentary, like The View. Everything is turned into The View. It's no longer what happened to headline news where every 15, 20, 30 minutes there was all the new headlines come out. Where's that news? I mean, I grew up
Walter
watching stuff like
Cronkite. We just found another group of people coming across the border, and we have detained them. We,
never have
the
that.
United States. No, not anymore. No.
I know it's pitiful. I just remember I got sick of it because it seemed like the news was on all the time at my mom and dad's house. So I don't know what happened. It's not news anymore.
We get the news off our phones. Like the stuff they show on TV, I don't care. Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, NBC, ABC, all of the long time. What do you call it? What's the word for it? Where it's on all the time?
24/7.
Yeah, 24. Yeah, so 24/7 news cycle. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They don't talk about the news. They don't. They promote a perspective on whatever they want. If you want local news, that's it. Like KHOU here in Houston is a good resource. They don't talk about this stuff on the national news. They're picking up people that came across the border 2 years ago in Houston committing crimes. They're like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, oh, he was allowed into California, and he murdered someone in California, stole the van, and then he drove across Arizona, killed someone in Arizona, and then did bad things to the daughter in Arizona. Now he's in Houston.
Jeez.
Mhm.
Hey, Terminus Est. How you doing, brother?
Hey, welcome. Thank you for coming. Okay, Bruce, what do you think we should talk about next? If everybody's done. Anybody else want to comment on
I
that?
think Ruben wanted to. I think
Ruben,
Ruben
or
and
Sandy?
Sandy.
Well,
ahead.
I was basically saying the fact that we are allowing this to happen on a national scale, well, a global scale, I should say, because again, people will let things happen to them, and will take responsibility away, the conveniences. Because again, they can't even make a cup of coffee or boil an egg, change a tire. They can't do these things. People are being trained to not do anything in their lives, and that's why we heard these things happen. Where now it's like when they said that one time, doing your own research is bad. They're going to just take things for face value. They want basically to be just the news is the news, and they're going to basically put everything out there. YouTube is doing it now. They censor everything. They're going to censor everything or add context to it. So again, Twitter, X, whatever it is, it's the only thing we have besides Rumble, Odyssey, and a few other things. But I'm not going to shut up because I can't. It's like I'm not going to do it. That's my whole mission.
I know.
Sandy, you had something to say about the article that Bruce read.
No, I was just saying that if it were me, I'd pull them in the back and beat them up a lot, send them back out to the people with bruises and cuts on them and stuff. Say, I don't know what happened to them back there. They don't deserve. If they're going to meet a kid, they're going to meet a kid. They just need to be punished. That's disgusting. Children
I
don't
agree.
deserve that. That's what I was saying.
In some states on the border, Arizona's got some problems. New Mexico's got some problems. California's got a lot of problems.
Oh,
Texas is having a lot of problems with the border, and they're coming straight through Texas. Not just that, the Border Patrol is putting these, how do you call them? What did AOC call them? They're not illegal immigrants. They're not criminals. And the head of the Border Patrol said they are criminals. And she said, what makes them criminals? And he said the word illegal. Makes them criminals. And she was just like, what? So
what kills me though is I tell people try to go over the border into Mexico with no paperwork and stuff, and try to buy stuff, or even try to buy a place to live. Try to buy some land or do anything over there. You can't do anything. They won't let you.
You have to be Mexican born or a relative.
Well, it used to be able to happen like 3 years ago, but since then,
why are we the only
Mexico's
country?
like, we've had enough of you white people. Y'all white folk stay up north of the border. We'll give you a bunch of brown people from south, but no more white people. We're all full.
Black, Asian, it won't matter. If you go into Mexico and try to do any of the things that we seem to just give away for nothing, you wouldn't be able to get it because these other countries have rules. Why are we the only country in the world, it seems like, that doesn't let, or that just lets people walk all over us and take our money and do nothing for it? I just don't understand. It's happened before.
Well, it's the idea. It's not just Biden. It's the United States government. It's both it's all the uniparty and what's been going on now. Betty Johnson showed to remember. Who is it? Betty Johnson showed a thing they showed on Friday Night Tights. The whole idea, the fact that like 25% of people, almost 25% of the government is now over 80.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was.
Mitch McConnell just had he pooped his pants and just
he
froze.
had a heart attack.
No, he didn't. That's been disproved. He didn't.
Jeremy's in here. Hello. Thank you for joining us tonight. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Go ahead, Bruce. What would you like to talk about now?
We're gonna deviate from the scheduled programming and beat up on somebody because I just feel like beating up on somebody.
Is it me? Okay. Is it me? Oh, come on! I can take it.
This is kind of interesting. From Ground News, Ron DeSantis has backed away from installing RFK to run the CDC and FDA. And so they're talking to DeSantis, and they're come on, give us some good meat for the conservatives, the Christians, the people that want to go to a Ron Paul style America. And he is not considering RFK to run the CDC or FDA, but envisions him as part of a bipartisan task force to hold people accountable for COVID, which doesn't have nearly the amount of teeth as either of these 2 3-letter bullshit agencies.
Hang on, go back to the second sentence. Ron DeSantis has been trying to get the COVID money that was stolen from these places in Florida that said they had 100% COVID infection. Because
Really?
if they were infected, they got money from the federal government to help combat COVID. Ron DeSantis has been trying to fix that for 3 years. So far, nothing's happened. If he wants to use RFK to do that, I think I'm on board with that. But DeSantis needs to stay in Florida to see it done.
Yeah, that's my
Exactly.
big problem, is that he's trying to broaden his reach right now, and he's really good for Florida. I would love to see him continue to fortify Florida,
Right.
but I don't see that happening if he's going to be trying to talk
He can't
about
run.
federal.
Yeah,
He
he
needs
can't
to-
run and do the. No, Bruce, I'm on the same page. He can't run
Right.
and do that.
Yeah.
The
But
other
how
thing
can
is,
you trust- how can you trust someone who told everyone that I'm going to run for governor, and they asked him, "Are you going to run for president?" No, I'm gonna wait.
he
I'm
was
not ready to do that. And
he was
did.
undecided.
And then he says, "Yes, I want to run. I want to run for president." And then he's going to just leave his state that he supposedly loves wide open to be taken over by the Democrats. And because
Ooh.
remember, when he first ran his first term, he barely won. And if he hadn't been endorsed by Trump, he wouldn't have won. It was that close to that crackhead guy.
It was close. It was close.
It was like 100,000 votes.
Mhm.
Okay.
But
And
the
then
That's
lieutenant
close.
governor,
and then
the
everybody
lieutenant
got off
governor
board.
of Florida has been groomed by DeSantis to stay with DeSantis' ideas of how to run Florida. I don't necessarily like her for a lot of reasons, but I think she's going to be okay if DeSantis leaves Florida. But DeSantis needs to follow through with the things Bruce just mentioned, and
Mhm.
the Disney shit, for Christ's sake. I don't think Lieutenant Governor has it in her balls to stand up to Disney.
She lacks the
DeSantis
level to do
does.
that. DeSantis will actually be a bulldog in Disney. Now I
Yeah.
beat up
Yeah.
on DeSantis because he's got a good set of ideas, but he's pointed in the wrong direction. Like, I'm gonna go to the White House. No,
Yeah,
stop
yeah,
it, Don. Don, stop it. Don,
Well,
stop it.
when you have the Bush backing and
Oh,
all those
God.
people all blowing,
Mitt
air up
Romney's
his
out there
ass,
blowing smoke
All
up
right,
his
so
ass.
that's
You
just
know,
money,
whatever.
and that's fine. That's just money, and that's fine.
his head's getting bigger and bigger, and he thinks that he's ready to bite off the whole Big Apple.
Mm-mm.
And I don't think he should abandon the people that fought for him to be governor.
He
Okay, and then leave
he
them
cannot
hanging. I
run-
mean, they got outrageous taxes. They got all kinds of problems that are going on with their whole state. I mean, I have relatives that live there, and they said
In
you can
Florida?
get a pool.
Florida
Yeah,
is one of the only states that has a balanced budget right now.
Yeah.
yeah, but you
Because
can't
of
get a
DeSantis.
pool without a permit. You can't add on to. You can't put a shed in your backyard. You can't put a tree
Right.
in your yard. You can't do anything without a permit, and it costs you an arm and a leg for insurance.
Well, it's
Okay.
actually Jeb Bush. That's not DeSantis. That's
Yeah,
back
I know,
when
but
Jeb Bush era.
that's
DeSantis is up and leaving and not trying to finish helping us do what he said he was going to do for his state, for his people that voted for him as governor, not to leave and go try to be president of the United
Right.
States. And if he doesn't get the nomination, all the time he spent away from his state with stuff happening, he's not there. He's not there to do his job because he's out trying to campaign and have fundraisers in all the other states instead of being at the state he needs to take care of. I don't know. I just think I just don't trust a person that says one thing and does something else. It's just not.
They all do that. So
Well-
there's
Trump said he wasn't going to take any money.
yeah.
President, he didn't. He
They-
said he
they
was going
all-
to do all the things that he did, and he did as much as he could without help on either side. Because the Rhino said no, They gave him a big FU, and none of them did shit. Oh, we're going to get rid of Obamacare, and we're going to do this. And he tried to do it, but nobody would do anything.
He couldn't.
Nobody
He
would
was
do shit
impeached.
for him.
He was impeached when he was trying to do that. So,
I know,
Bruce,
because
could
they wrote
you
his
do me a
ass
favor
from
and look
day
up
one.
the Lieutenant Governor of Florida?
But
I
look how
I
much
like
he
her.
still was able to do. Look how much he was still able to do with all the harassment.
All that
from
going on, yeah.
So just imagine what he could have done if they would have done what they said they were going to do when they ran, and Trump helped them get into office to get rid of Obamacare and get rid of some of the other
There
shit
she's
that he
there
was
she's
going
on
to
the
do.
right. On the right.
Nunes.
Yeah, Nunez. Nunez, right? So go on the right and scroll up a bit, and that's her.
Okay, let me go back over here.
Okay,
real
I'm
quick.
sorry. Whoop. You want to
I'm
stop
gonna
sharing?
pop open.
Yeah.
No. We're gonna look up Governor Nunes. What's her name? What's her first name?
93.
Janet. I think her name is Janet.
I think it's spelled Jeanette or something
Jeanette.
like that.
You're right. You're right. It's Jeanette. DeSantis has been working with her very closely for a couple of years now. Kronos. I know, lol.
Sorry.
Her name isn't Janet. I'm sorry, I was wrong. It's Jeanette.
All right.
But yeah, the new laws. DeSantis
Oh,
is
welcome. We got another person in the chat, Jay
Hello.
Walbert.
Jay Walbert. Welcome.
Hello,
Thank you
Jay.
for coming. Okay, go ahead.
Hang on, let me.
I'm
It's
good.
here it is. I'll put it in the private chat.
Okay.
I got
Oh my.
All right. I just wanted to see what.
Well, she's also very attractive. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
That's
that
right.
makes her perfect for the job because she's got nice hooters and a nice ass.
That's
Yeah.
not the. She's
No, I'm
smart.
teasing. I know,
That's-
but I'm
it's
being
true.
a smart
Ooh,
ass.
Jeanette
smart.
Nunez is smart.
She plans to step in as needed while Governor Ron DeSantis steps away for the White House run. This is the only thing that Ground News pulled up on her.
The problem I have with her is. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bruce.
She served in the Florida House for 8 years before becoming the LT Gov. And I don't know if this is going to be good, but they published it 2 months ago. The only thing Ground News
picked
really
her,
picked up on
and
her.
he's been working to get her to stay with his ideas of what.
Well, and that's good because that's what a lieutenant governor's job is supposed to do. When your president's not there, the vice president's supposed to step in. Like this, say when Trump had that one surgical procedure done, and then Pence was basically in charge.
Bitch.
And
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Same thing with this. A governor has to have surgery or have to leave out of state, or his wife died or whatever, and they're supposed to step in. That's why you have a lieutenant governor to do that. But the thing is, while he's out doing it for 2 years or whatever amount of time it's going to take him to do the running until next November, a year and a half, that's a lot of time away from your state. When you're
But
not
he's also still in contact with everyone in his state.
Well, I hope so.
Ron DeSantis needs to stay in Florida, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I
He
don't.
doesn't need to run.
It's
I
too
hate
late.
to sound like a dick,
His hat's
but-
in the
He sounds like a dick. He is a dick. He doesn't sound like a dick. He's a dick.
He
Well,
sounds like a
I just-
lawyer. He doesn't
don't-
sound like anything but a lawyer.
Hang on now. So I've taken law classes.
So what, Bruce? What were you going to say?
My biggest problem with DeSantis was when the start of all this happened, Florida got a butt ton of money from a bunch of rhino-ish sources for the COVID BS, and then the money just kind of like vamoosed somewhere. It went to a secret vault, or somebody's got a bag of holding and they're not sharing.
It disappeared.
It's somewhere, and it's got COVID label on it, but who knows what the hell's going on. DeSantis is fighting on this, and I'd like to see him actually win on that, because that would show me he's got more chutzpah than what I think he has. But right now, with him being backed by the Bushes, by Romney, by the anti-Trumpers, I think that his campaign is wobbly.
Right.
But his campaign needs money, and I understand that certain sources, specifically the Bushes, are trying to back him. Jeb Bush was governor of Florida for a bit, especially post Hugo and post Andrew, and changed a lot of laws in Florida so you couldn't build houses out of sticks. And
Well, I heard
that was
that
one of the things
he
Jeb
just,
Bush did.
like,
Yep.
fired half of his staff.
Yeah, he
Since
laid
that,
off
because
like
he can't
Yes.
afford it.
Yeah,
40%.
Kamala Harris has fired every single person under her since she's been vice president. That doesn't mean anything.
Well,
Kamala Harris
Ron
is a fucking
DeSantis
moron.
is leaking money like crazy on this campaign, and he's spent probably
Right.
8 million of 20. He's not able
What?
to reinforce. He's not able to reinforce it because the donors are drying up.
Yeah, because he blames it all on the people that were working for him, that he's not doing well because of this and this and that. And it's just himself. I hate people that blame other people because they're not doing well.
Now, I got to say that his performance in Iowa before Trump took stage, before Trump did all the
Hi,
discussion
Papa
with Tucker,
Cotton. Sorry, I want to announce a couple more people that came in. We have the Masters Maniac Mexico. Thank you for
Wow.
coming, and then Papa Cotton. Thank you
Papa
for
Cotton.
coming in. Just even if it's just for a few minutes, please click the like button. I really appreciate it.
I
Before you
think
leave,
Master
unless you
Maniac
hate it,
Mexico means
maybe we don't.
unraveling fast, not raveling fast.
But the big problem that I have with DeSantis is that he seems like he's still a little wet. He needs to dry off a little more and get a
Yep.
little bit more age, get some more rings on
Yep.
around his trunk.
Yep.
Mhm.
And whenever he was in front of Tucker, yeah, he sounded okay. But then on a Swami guy, the Indian
Disagree.
fellow,
Val
He
Fletcher,
sounded
Val
he
Vicker.
sounded fake. He sounded fake. He
I
sounded like
don't
he was
think-
reading off a script, and I hate that.
He sounded nervous.
I didn't see the okay. Forgive me. I only saw the clips that I saw because somebody
Mhm.
curated them. So I watched about 45 seconds to a minute of his interview with Tucker,
Mhm.
and I can only tolerate so much political news. So at that point, I was like, okay, well, he sounds pretty okay. I mean, he could be president. You know, if he's going to run and he actually does America like he's done Florida, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I would
yeah,
very much be okay
yeah.
with that.
Me too.
But he's got to treat America like Florida, and that means being a bulldog and not giving a shit about anybody in the federal that would stand in his way. No, we're going to do this because you see Biden doing shit his own way. Well, we're just going to make executive orders. We're going to make executive orders. He gets stacks of papers, executive orders, and you hear some twat from fucking Yale or Oxford saying, sign it, and she's there flapping her fucking wings, and she's doing all this fat fucking bitch shit, and you know what's going on because it's a fat fucking blue hair crowd.
DeSantis
propping up Bernie.
DeSantis is that pit bull you're looking for
Uh-huh.
when
Yeah.
when the mainstream media tries to get him in a gotcha. He fires back hard. He is a pit bull in that instance, just like Trump was.
Yeah, I've seen him do that. I've seen him very vigorously defending something or standing up against what he believes is wrong, but he just
Or when they
seems
lie, when they
just
bring
seems
up
like he's
like
out
a
of
false
place
narrative, he
to
just
me.
nails them down and says, no, actually, instead of what you're saying, there's these other issues that you're just ignoring, and you're not listening to the things that I'm saying. So stop lying to the American people. And when Ron DeSantis gets on the lying media and does that, he is a pit bull. But he's not in interviews. He
I
seems
want him to
soft
be
in
that
interviews.
way.
It seems scripted.
My problem right now is that we have a president in America that
No, we
talks tougher, or a resident, but he talks tougher, and his entire administration talks tougher to people that are minded like me than they do to traditional enemies. In fact, somebody's over there right now sucking President Ping's dick. Okay, I'm really
Yes.
not wanting a president that sends a professional cocksucker over to the communist chink guy that says, "Oh, we're going to be good for you. We're going to do everything you want. Give us more Chinese yuan so we can stuff the American dollar." Then we're going to put it over to Ukraine,
let him finish,
and
then
we'll
we
give
do
it to
deal.
Sam Bankman-Fried, and we'll let him go too, because that's part of tonight's discussion, kids. And we'll get all this money circulating, and we'll just embezzle the shit out of it and screw the American taxpayer. You hate Americans too, right? So do we. We're Americans that are running the country, and that's exactly
Was
what
it
the White House is doing.
$2 billion a year for these agencies to do a job they were already doing?
Yeah.
How much money went to Ukraine in the past year? 200 billion,
Oh
something
my
like that.
God.
Close in on 250 to 300, I think.
300.
It
Or,
just makes me want to cry every time we talk about how much money we wasted sending
here's an
over.
idea.
And then
Let's
us
protect
pulling
the
out
children in the United States
leaving
rather than
millions
Yeah.
of dollars of
I remember
equipment.
when we hit 1 trillion deficit. Jesus.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're going in debt, and they
Do
haven't
you know where we're at
Now
now?
at 32,
I think it's
almost
30.
32,
I think it's
32.
37 trillion. Oh, and Congress just passed a new budget to spend another $1.3 trillion. So this is Biden's goal. This is what he said on television.
to
We're
bankrupt us.
going to lower spending. We're going to lower spending by $3 trillion. But in order to do that, we have to spend $10 trillion.
He was meant lower spending
The
for us.
fuck is the
because
math there?
Our taxes are going to them.
So before I bring up this next piece,
Mhm.
anybody, what else do we need to discuss about this specific problem?
We were talking about the Ron
That's why-
DeSantis Tucker
Yeah.
Carlson talk.
Yeah.
I have that
and
pulled up.
there was the row in Iowa, this big discussion there.
Mhm.
I really liked what I saw from 3 people there. I liked Anand Swami guy, the Indian dude.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
I
Yeah.
think he has good, he's got a good delivery. He's very upfront. He's very modern minded. He understands the challenges at hand. I think he is a good disciple of Trump. And
And he's
He
still
knew.
yeah,
He
still,
knew all of the information
yes, he
like-
did.
layered down. So
Yes.
when a question was asked, he knew everything. He was
Mhm.
very on point with his responses too, and brought up more facts that the interviewer did not ask about.
Right.
God, that was so sad.
He was great. He was great.
Yes, he
I'm
was.
sorry. Go ahead.
Anybody else want to throw any wood on that fire? Or we can let that one burn out.
Yeah, it was good.
Sandy was happy.
I
About it.
mean, I liked what's his name, Valvic or Valsic or something like that. That
Is
Indian
that-
guy. Yeah, I liked
Mhm.
him. I thought Ron DeSantis, he can talk good. I think if I didn't know that Trump deserves this, and he was the guy, I would vote for him. But I'm not gonna, because Trump needs to be in office. He needs to finish what he started. And I don't like the fact that DeSantis doesn't denounce people on the left who are championing for him. He needs to denounce them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm
agree.
sorry, I don't want your backing. I'm not interested in what you have to say. And I'm not interested in the rhinos and tell us that he's not Mitt Romney 0.2 or whatever.
But he does need financial backing, and the
Yeah.
only way he's going to get that is from the bastards.
Oh, well, then he's not ready then. That tells me that
That's my complete. I don't think he's ready to go.
he's not ready.
Mhm.
The next
Okay.
thing I want to bring up is this piece of crypto cash bullshit.
Oh,
Oh, you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, that's it.
Simon Bankman-Fried.
Oh, not that guy. Yeah, Sam Bankman-Fried. They're talking about
Jeez.
how this guy.
I had it. Why'd you got to go and ruin the joke? That is a looker right there. Look at him. He
Yeah.
is crushing
He's
push
got a huge
every
wallet.
fucking day. Look at him.
Yeah.
That man is slaying.
Yeah, he looks. Mm-mm. He doesn't have enough money to make.
It
me
looks
happy.
like he hasn't had a bath in 3 months, but
He
he's
probably
crushing push.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to bathe. He's a billionaire, right?
I mean,
Mhm.
AOC looks okay on television. I don't want to be within smell distance ever. I don't smell Democrats. I don't want to smell Democrats. I have a hard time in San Antonio as is. We're too
Okay,
far
let me,
away.
Bruce.
Good night, Jay
AOC
Walber.
AOC is not a Democrat. She's a fucking child. She doesn't understand anything about anything. You ask her a question, she just goes, "Let me talk to my constituency." You have none. You've been installed. You have no voters, honey. Your constituency.
That's
They
why
don't
she never
exist.
has to answer. They never answer. They all say the same stuff.
But they put her. Okay, she had a credit score of 348, and they put her on a finance committee.
Hi, Jerry. Thank you for showing up.
I didn't mean to yell, but for fuck's sake.
He said hi, Sandy.
She's as qualified to be in the finance committee as the resident is to be in the Oval Office.
She's as qualified to talk to the public as my left shoe. She's,
Yeah, look at this. Look at this right here.
bitch is retarded.
Jennifer
sorry.
It's Sam Blankman, fried.
Yeah.
Okay, is too scared to face justice. Would you say he's fried chicken?
Yeah.
Jeremy, she's not even a socialist. She doesn't know.
She has no idea
Anything.
what a socialist is.
She,
My friend.
yeah, she's the last part of that sentence is she's an idiot. She doesn't
So
know what
what's-
socialism is. She doesn't know what capitalism is. She
What's this
doesn't know
article
what finance is.
What
He's
is this
talking about how
about?
he's intimidating witnesses. The prosecutor.
Uh-huh.
You got to put him back in jail. 4 hours ago, this one came out, and he has a right to speak and defend himself to the press. The defendant may not do what
That's
he
his
has
Fifth
done
Amendment right.
repeatedly,
Yep.
is seek corruptly influence witnesses and interfere with a fair trial through attempted public harassment and shaming.
You can't have that if you're going to be a public figure. So if, let's say, I don't know, who's your favorite actor, Janet? Brad Pitt.
I don't know.
Okay, so Brad Pitt goes out in public and does something bad, and the public has an opinion on what Brad Pitt did. He has put himself in public just like Simon Bankman-Fried did. I don't know what's his name. Samuel. I don't know.
Bankman-Fried.
Yeah,
Sam
whatever the fuck.
Fried.
Yep.
Just like OJ got off.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's why the OJ trial took 6 fucking months. I actually have the Sports Illustrated with him on the cover, and it says charge murder.
So, is he in jail right now because he did
No,
what he
he's
did?
free.
No,
He's
Bankman-Fried
free
is
right now.
free.
Is this in California?
No, he was in the Bahamas, and they what do you call it? Extradited.
Yep.
There-
Extradited
I
him
know,
off to
but
New
in
York.
what state?
New York.
New York.
Oh, okay. Either I knew it had to be New York or one of those
Or
states. because
California,
they
yeah.
basically let people just do
Yeah.
nothing. The criminals have more rights than anybody else. It seems
Of
like.
course.
It seems like it's upside down. What's going to happen when we're under complete lawlessness and there's no law-abiding citizens left? It's going to be that. What was that TV show where they have one day a year where they can just do whatever crime they want?
The
Called The
Purge.
Purge.
Yeah,
There's
the
a whole
purge.
series
What
of
happens
movies
with the
about it.
purges every day? You know what I mean?
It's already happening in
That's
San
what happens.
Francisco, New York, LA,
Yeah, that's
Chicago.
what I'm
Chicago.
saying.
Yeah.
But
Stay
it'll
strapped.
be here. It'll be at your house and on your front porch and your front porch and your front porch if we don't do something.
So
Just
there's
because they're
a
in the city now doesn't mean it won't be where we are next.
there
If
was
we
a video
don't do
in
something.
Oakland about exactly what you're talking about, where they showed a street. It's 6 years ago. They showed a street just covered with tents and people on some kind of drugs, and they're drunks and they're just walking around. They're just
It's
stumbling
going to
around.
happen then. God,
Some
this
of
is
them
so
are
weird.
half dressed and they're defecating in the street. It's 6 years ago, and I commented on that and I said, "This sucks." And it's like, well, it's not everywhere. And my response to that is, not yet.
Yeah, that's
6 years
exactly
later,
it.
it's 3 blocks down. Like, you have to stop it when it happens. You can't go, oh, it's not in my neighborhood, so I'm not worried about it. It's gonna be. If you keep letting it happen.
Yeah, but we hear all the time about like mass shooting here, mass shooting there, boom, 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 boom. When is it going to happen? Not that I'm saying it would happen. When somebody, a vigilante does something and says, "I'm not doing this anymore," and that's the inspiration for those like Death Wish movies, just like that in the future. It's all planned when you think about it. When you think society is like this, in the breakdown of the 30s, what happened in the 1930s with all of the gangs and then the mob and all that stuff, the rising there, and then again in the 50s, and then in the 60s, and everything comes up all the time where they try and subvert, take out a lot of people, and this is what it is. Not only this, but the drug problem, the fentanyl, all that stuff.
Right.
We're killing ourselves. We're killing ourselves because we can be here talking about this, but what can we do, or what can I do if I say I'm done? Because that's what I'm basically. My decision is I'm saying I'm going to sell everything and then start to like talk about this is why is no one standing up? Literally,
Well,
why is
it's
no one
just
standing
like
up about this?
what happened with when Rudy Giuliani was elected in New York. The first thing he did was go in and start hiring more police officers and started doing all these things to try to clean up the city. And
Yeah.
everyone praised
Not
him.
just-
I remember
not
it was
just that.
all the time. People were saying, "Wow, our city's so clean. The park's never been so safe." Blah blah blah. And then what happens? They immediately hire another Democrat right after that,
Yes,
and within one term, it was right back as bad and crime filled. It's like they don't learn. It's like
Rudy-
like you
That's
stick
that's
your
what I'm saying.
hand in the
Rudy
fire,
Giuliani.
That's a perfect
burns your
example.
hand, you take it out and it's covered with blisters and you wrap it all up, right?
Yeah.
And then the blisters finally go away and it starts to be able to use your hand. Then you just stick it back in the fire again. I mean, how are
Yeah.
people not learning from all these mistakes that they're making? I
Now,
don't
here is a
understand.
question I have to ask about this. Giving you the New York situation. So growing up, I knew New York as being, Ed Koch, was crime written, all that stuff.
How you
Then
doing?
when
How you
Giuliani
doing?
got
How
in-
you doing?
And when Giuliani got in there, how it changed, and it was like basically it was like come to New York, and we did. I went there twice to New York, or no, 3 times to New York, and loved it. And then now, if you were to tell the 20 years again me that this is what's going on here, I would have not believed it, because I said it's now it's clean, but no, it just they want to do it again. They want to destroy everything.
Well,
I don't know
Giuliani
what-
turned New York City into a tourist destination, and
Yes,
that was not something that had happened for the 70s. This is the 70s. Like, people would go to New York looking for fame and fortune, or just to visit, to be like, hey, Statue of Liberty, hey, World Trade Center, hey, Empire State Building, Chrysler Building, take a cab, take in the sights, dine al fresco, all that kind of crap. And then throughout the 80s and the 90s, not so much.
Maybe
Giuliani
there is
came
no
around.
fix in this country.
What?
yeah.
Go ahead, Sandy.
That's what I'm
Maybe
saying.
there's no fix in this country in any polite way. No election, no law, no one's going to save us. In the end, it's going to be up to us conservatives to salvage what we can and eradicate what we cannot.
As long
I
as
don't,
we
I don't
get
put
to
truck. I don't
call
put
us
truck in a
up
lot
or-
of conservatives either. There's a lot of conservatives that are not on our side.
Well, just a
Well,
minute.
I'm
Bruce.
sorry,
I
Bruce.
know, but
Sorry, go ahead.
but
Go ahead, Bruce.
I honestly feel that the people that like the Constitution are going to be the ones that save the country. I really do. Maybe I'm
That's what I
in a
mean.
la la land dreaming,
Constitution lovers.
but I don't see the
But that's what I
Democrats-
want to.
I don't see the Republicans doing it.
Nope.
I see a bunch of people that are like, no, we're here for the every 20 years we have to have a nearly nationwide protest where we beat on government officials so we don't have corruption.
Well,
I
we
mean,
do
I
have a
would
bunch
love
of.
to have-
I think
We
that's
do have a
what
bunch
I
of
agree.
outliers in the Republican
That's
Party
like
that are
every
still
other
holding true
generation,
to the
basically, right?
Constitution.
Is that
Every
what you're
20
saying,
years.
Bruce? Like,
Every
yeah,
20 years.
it seems like
We need
every
to
other
deliver pain.
generation,
We need to deliver
we
pain.
have to rip everything out and start over again
Mhm.
because everyone
that's-
just seems to forget everything for some
Yeah,
reason.
Jeremy, you're right, but like my mother and my father and my aunt and my uncle all lived in New York City in the 70s. They were there for Summer of Sam. My mom was a brunette. And so was my aunt, my brunette, in New York City during Summer of Sam. And he killed, what, 6 people? There are people today in New York City. There's a guy, it was last year or the year before. He did something bad, got picked up by the police, and got put in jail for 3 days. He got out. First thing he did was found a blunt object and beat an Asian woman to death.
God.
They're like, oh, well, you can't do that. They put him in jail. He spent a week in jail. They let him out. You know what the first thing he did was?
Kill
He
someone
found
else.
a blunt object and beat an Asian woman to death. As far as I'm concerned, that's a fucking serial killer.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can just put
Summer
him
of Sam.
in
It took him 6 months to kill 6 people. And the whole
Yeah.
city was terrified. And now it's like, oh God, he's killed like 4 people. He's killed 4 people. How old are they? Old Asian women, and he used a hammer. Okay, well,
Yeah, but that's
let
the
him
whole
back out on the
idea
street
that
again. The
What
fuck?
That goes
That's
to
a
the
serial
control
killer.
aspect.
They just let a serial killer. They had him. They had him in jail. Keep him
I
in
know,
jail.
but that we can't do anything about that now. I mean, that's in the past. All we can do is
Yeah,
try
Jeremy.
to
Here's
remember
a really
what
bad
happened
pun.
in the past
Wasn't he
and fix
framed
it.
for that?
If
He
we
was a
could.
framing hammer.
Mhm. Well,
I'm sorry, Bruce.
But that
all
goes
right.
to the whole like
That's a
numbing
terrible one.
of America through like, drinking, drugs, movies, music, application. Your distraction is there. And then the
I don't
news they
think
watch
any
are
of
like,
that. Oh God, I killed Sandy. I don't think
Oh,
I don't think
she's
any of
not.
that has anything to do. Like I didn't just play a violent video game and went. You know what? I think I'm gonna go outside and beat an old Asian
no,
lady to
I'm
death
not,
with
I'm
a
not talking
hammer.
about video games. I'm talking about everything, not just one thing. It's the
It's a
best analogy I
collection.
can give you is the whole what's it called again? The Batman, original
Zeitgeist.
Batman movie with the
Oh,
Joker
okay.
was doing. The
Mhm.
whole idea that you mix different chemicals together. So that's the whole idea. Every little bit does things, and they have a massive computer system that can see where everything goes. So where all the bad food is, all the GMO stuff, and all that crap. All those things they can track everything, and then where you do, who you talk to, and all that stuff. It's a big data warehouse. That's how it operates. It's all about data.
So-
and again, we're in the matrix per se.
Yeah.
Janet, you want to flip over to where we got here? Here's
Yeah.
some more
I'm
things
gonna click
for
on
my
this.
friends that like Carrie Lake.
Lover,
I'm-
lover.
I'm not against
I don't
Carrie
love her.
Lake.
I
Wait a
mean,
minute.
Oh,
Let Bruce
I love her.
explain this.
Janet
quick.
would do shit. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, but
I
let
just
Bruce
I just
talk
would
about
say
this.
that if I was a woman, I would be doing scissor kicks with Carrie Lake. I like her.
I would too. Here they are. Look at them.
seriously
Look at them.
like-
Look at there. They go. They're taking them.
So
Mhm.
this is it. This is video evidence of Maricopa election officials illegally breaking into the sealed election machines after they were tested, reprogramming memory cards, reinstalling them. And
Yeah. Where's the poll watchers?
Well,
Where's
just a
the poll
second.
watchers?
Just a second.
There's no poll watchers. There's
that's
no one
because-
there. It's just these people.
I know, but listen, he's trying to read what it says. Why
Oh, I'm
there's
sorry.
nothing
I'm sorry.
there. Okay, so
This
this was
looks like it was done after hours.
This was after hours. So
It doesn't matter. There's supposed to be poll watchers
It's supposed to be
there
there watching.
to monitor the machines.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to have this here, I need somebody to stand by and make sure nobody tampers with R2D2.
With a yellow
Right.
badge around their neck on a lanyard.
Okay, well,
Yep.
I've worked the polls before, and this is
So
what
have I.
happens. I know, but when you go in, you get sworn in by the judge, you do your job, and then when you're finished and you count all the ballots, okay, you put them in the boxes and they seal them, and then the judge takes them, right?
Oh, I
After
didn't do that. I was just
Okay.
a
That's what
watcher.
I'm saying. Every state's different, but what this is right here, what they're doing with this is this. I think this was before they even took them to the polling stations. They had them all ready to go to the different polling stations to be voted on. And what they were saying about the article that I read, I think it's the same one, that these machines, after they did this, whatever it is they're doing to these machines, when they
Whatever
weren't
they're
supposed
doing.
to be touched, okay, these were all ready to go. They went in and did something to them after they were supposed to be ready
Okay,
to
so
go.
there's a chain of
Wait a
custody.
minute. I'm not done yet. Then when they went to the different polling places for people to use them in the GOP areas, they stopped working. Okay, that's what they're trying to say. They went in and did something to these machines. They have it on video that made these machines not work when they were supposed to. Is that what it's saying?
Yep, on the 14th, 17th, and 18th, Maricopa County performed secret testing on tabulators. This is after the legally required logic and accuracy testing. 260 of 446 tabulators failed. And these were used on election day anyway, where 59% failed. This is a story of sabotage. Okay.
Yep.
And I put this link in the chat. And what do you guys think?
If ballots are being moved, there
Mhm.
has to be a chain of custody. When ballots are moved, there has to be poll watchers. Poll watcher is not just there to see, like, okay, here's your name and here's your ballot, go fill it out. They also have to maintain chain of custody. And I saw none of that in the video that we just watched.
Nope.
Didn't see any of it.
I know.
I mean,
That's one of the reasons why they're saying that this is they're caught because they caught
I
it.
served, I,
They have it on video
I served as a
proving
judge of election
what
for
they
2
did.
years back in.
You cannot
Yeah,
have
anytime that any
two. I don't care if the
anytime the
ballots
seal
are
is
in a machine or they're in a cardboard box. If you're moving ballots, there has to be people there to
I
maintain
know,
the chain of custody.
but if you don't
there's
have
not.
it on video, you don't have evidence that they did it. That's why we're showing you this, because
Well, we had
this
in
is the
was it
evidence
Franklin County
that
in
proves
Georgia?
that they did this when they weren't supposed to, and it's time stamped video. So now we have
They
evidence
did
to
in
prove
Detroit too. There was
that.
a water main break in Georgia where they
Yeah,
kicked
but
out
this is a
everyone, and
different
then
state,
they
and
went,
there's
hey, here's some ballots under this desk here. Let's start
huge
counting these
amount
ballots.
of
You
people
can't
are watching
do
it
that.
now.
I'm sorry, Janet. I'm not yelling at you.
Right.
I'm just
Go
angry.
ahead. So Bruce, what's next?
All right, we're going to go back to ground news because I just got a $30 subscription.
He's
for a
making me angry. Janet, I love you. Make Bruce stop making me angry.
What am I doing to make you angry?
Showing us this shit.
Well, then just sit there
I'm
and
jo-
don't look at it.
All right.
That was a
Go ahead,
joke. It was a
Read
joke. I'm
the
not mad at it. I'm not
Chiron,
mad at it.
buddy.
I was just like, what the fuck am I doing here? But yeah, okay.
Hey, come on. Hey, yo, hey, yo,
So
yo,
the
hey,
U.S.
yo.
We're taking
Okay.
Mexican referrals of refugees for possible resettlements.
Mhm.
We will accept referrals of Haitian, Cuban, I'm surprised about Cuban, Venezuelan, not surprised about that, and Nicaraguan citizens from Mexico for possible resettlement as refugees in the United States. This will establish a service center on the southern border with Guatemala to offer jobs and resettlement for people from the four aforementioned countries who were
Mhm.
already on their way to the U.S. border and got stuck in Mexico. The U.S. will support Mexico's new center, which means we're going to give them money and accept refugee resettlement referrals from qualified individuals in Mexico, but the details of the referral process and the number of people to be accepted are unknown. So just to give you an idea of why I'm using ground news here, you're getting this as I'm getting this. They got total news sources of 18. One of them leans left, that's ABC. 5 lean right, 7 are center. Last was updated 31 minutes ago. Here's the bias distribution. Here's how they show you. Center is 54%. Pretty neat.
Mhm.
And I'm
like
kind of moderately stiff about this. I'm liking it.
Mhm. That is
next,
nice.
This is the I know. This is local news out of local news 8 ABC. They will take referrals of Haitian, Cuban, Venezuelan, Nicaraguan citizens from Mexico for possible resettlement as refugees in the U.S. We announced it this week. It sets up a service center offering jobs and resettlement, just like I said before. And
Right.
this
Resettlement.
it's resettlement, and
Yeah,
this is-
resettlement.
that's all this is. But I love how Ground News breaks this up, and they show you who's talking about it, and if possible, when they're talking about these various news articles, I clicked all, and here's
Well
the-
done, Bruce. Look at him.
Yeah,
Bruce, are you
National
part of
Post.
the Ryan Kennel School of Tabs?
No, he's actually works for the government.
Hey, did you share this? Did you share this thing in the chat for everyone so they can go check it out?
Yeah.
The link for
Yeah.
this,
Yeah, this is good
because
stuff.
I think that's a
your
great.
mileage may vary,
I like-
but
I like
but I
it a
like
lot.
it.
I'm gonna try to go to that because it's definitely
Daddy want it.
seems more like
No,
real
Bruce
news.
has done his research, and he's
Yeah,
connecting it to
that's
these other
real
things.
news when they have it, that way. I think it's great. That's awesome.
National Post says
Very smart.
we're going to be referring
Associated
all-
Press
excuse me, the National Post over here, but yeah, it's
Right.
AP.
From
Anyway.
the Associated Press.
There's nothing new on this so far. They're requiring the seekers to apply online or from their home countries. Like many of them have already got the journey started. They wound up stuck in Mexico. Mexican centers meant to serve these individuals. So we're going to announce.
Look at that. Way to go. Second paragraph. Read that first fucking sentence.
We are
That
announcing our
Yep.
full support for an international multi-purpose space that the government of Mexico plans to establish in southern Mexico to offer new refugee and labor options for the most vulnerable people who are currently in Mexico.
Yeah.
They say.
Our full support for an international multi-purpose space that the government of Mexico plans
They're
to
not.
establish.
They are taking money for it now. There is not a construction crew on site. There's no landscapers on site. There's
Right,
no
Bruce,
equipment on site right now.
it's a
I know
plan.
how this works.
It's a plan.
It's a plan.
They have a plan.
It's hard.
It's like Amber Heard pledging $3 million.
Oh my God!
It's a pledge, so basically they had the money.
But you got to remember.
Through a Friday night without talking about Amber.
You got to
Heard and
remember
her
this,
hating
though.
That was a
was
good connection, though, right, Bruce?
planned.
This is a plan. We
It was
planned to
just
do
a
it.
plan for the Biden administration to be the Biden administration.
Oh my God!
Well, they're all fucking assholes. I mean,
Okay, so
No
before he
details
was
on
in
how
office, they
horrible
were
she's
planning on getting in office. So this will probably end up be exactly the same way.
I'm trying to think of
Whatever
was
way
it
it
it was Infinity War.
Mhm.
I have a plan. We need to coalesce. Are you yawning?
So do you want me to
not winging it is not what we do. All right,
do you want me to
just
close
come over
this
here.
one?
I like your plan, but it really sucks. So if you
We're
just
done
let
with
me
that
do
one,
the
right?
plan, it might be really cool.
So anyway,
Okay, would you wanna-
I just pulled that up. I thought that would
I'm
be
sorry.
something interesting.
I'm sorry,
because-
Janet.
It's okay. Would you want to talk about the very first one I had put on the list about the Eagles
Let me see if
real
I can
quick
find
while
that.
we're
real quick. Hold
doing
on.
that one?
Randy Meese,
Man,
Eagles
Welcome
co-founder.
to the
and-
shit.
Linda Ronstadt was so awesome. Oh, you mean like Eagles? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these Eagles.
Yeah, the
Glenn
co-founder
Fry.
of the Eagles.
Glenn Fry. Who's the other one?
No. This let Bruce
Healy,
read
Don
this article
Healy.
real quick.
Man, I
look
want
on
to talk
here.
about the Eagles before we get in the
I
article.
know, but
Okay,
this
go
is
ahead.
about one of them dying. So just wait 1 second.
They're
go ahead.
pretty much all
The man
fucking
who
dead.
wrote
I mean,
the song "Take It to the Limit" and co-founding member of the Eagles passed away on the 26th, which was yesterday. Excuse me, on
Mhm.
Wednesday, in LA at the age of 77. The bassist and backing vocalist died from complications from COPD, according to
Right.
a statement on the Eagles website. Now, he was born March 8th, 1946, in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. Meisner formed his first band, the Dynamics, in the early 60s before joining the Soul Survivors, a group that went on to change its name to The Poor and open for Jimi Hendrix. After The Poor dissolved, Meisner joined Paco, a country rock band founded by former Buffalo Springfield members Richie Furay and Jim Messina. But he
I
quit
like
the
that
band.
band.
That was a good band. He quit it
Mhm.
shortly before they released a debut album in '69, which was the same year that Led Zeppelin 1 came out. Just to show you where my mind is. Meisner joined up the Stone Canyon Band for the backing group of Ricky Nelson. In '69 with Poor bandmates Alan Kemp and Pat Shanahan. He also played bass in studio sessions for several artists, including James
Waylon
Taylor
Jennings.
and Waylon Jennings.
Waylon Jennings.
Wow.
He became a bassist in Linda Ronstadt's backing band in '71, where he performed with Don Henley, Glenn Fry, and Bernie Leadon. The quartet gelled so well on stage in the studio that they left Ronstadt to form the Eagles. Could you imagine that? Here you've got a woman that, for the 1970s, she's pretty okay.
So amazing.
And she's
So
she's
amazing.
like good, but like us four, we're getting along well. We have good pot, we have good beer drinking habits, and we like these roadies over here. We're gonna
And-
boot the fat girl, the future fat girl, off, and we're gonna.
She
go
was
do our
also
own-
gorgeous, and together the Eagles created
but
Southern
The
Rock.
fact that
I
they
mean,
came together to
Dude.
sing to work with Linda Ronstadt was the reason why the Eagles became
Or
the
even there.
Eagles.
Yeah, she's not.
So
I
even-
didn't even know that story.
Isn't that amazing?
You didn't know
How
Yes.
no.
they
No.
by doing a certain job and getting together, just like what happened when the whole story from the Queen. Remember when Queen got together
Mhm.
and how he went in and saw these guys, ragtag guys playing, and he says, "Hey, you guys just need me," basically. And look how great they were.
Well, hang
They were
on. We got
fucking awesome.
Bless you.
So,
Bruce. Are
I
you
think it's
are you talking smack about Linda Ronstadt?
I am, because I
Oh,
like
shit.
Linda, but at the same
We're gonna have a
time-
fight.
Hey, I'm gonna. Well, I'll be fine with that. But Linda,
Yeah.
like in the '70s, she was great. She was almost perfect. But when I was introduced to her at her current age in early 2005,
She had Parkinson's by then.
yeah,
It's not
she,
Fair
I
to say.
the flower had lost all the petals. It had, all the bloom had left.
That's fucked up, man. Yes, you're right. But
I was only
that's a
introduced to her
fucking
when she
terrible
was
way to say it,
fine.
dude.
Okay.
God.
It's like saying I'm gonna introduce you to this hot girl named Samantha Fox, and you don't get her in 1986. You get her
The
in
petal
2025.
lost all its flowers, or the flower
No.
lost all its petals.
No.
All the petals are off. There's no more bloom.
All
here.
beautiful women are age with
Man,
beauty.
Well,
she
the
had
sad
Parkinson's.
thing is-
She had Parkinson's.
We all age. We're all gonna
the
get
wall
old,
is
and we're
gonna
all
be-
gonna die one day. So enjoy
I
your
want to
life
show
while you're
Bruce
still alive and able to
the
enjoy it.
tribute to Linda Ronstadt from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when she was inducted
Okay.
at Carrie Underwood,
But
Stevie Nicks,
Soy
Emmylou
Baby
Harris,
Jeremy says
uh,
his grandma met the
Sheryl
band,
Crow.
so he
Bruce.
actually knows someone who actually met him. What a lucky guy. But that's sad. I just wanted to say something about that because we are losing so many iconic people in the last few years. And
I wonder what the reason is.
yeah, but
There's also
no, sad,
no
though.
new
he's
iconic music.
77, and we
the
don't
last
know for
20
sure
years.
what his lifestyle was or anything like that. But it just seems like day after day, I'm finding out more and more about somebody who did something that affected my life in a way. So in a way, we're all being affected because somebody that had something to do with one of your favorite songs or your favorite movies or, you know, your favorite sports, they're all dying.
They took
One
the
by
gerb.
one. And
The jabs.
it's
They
sad.
took the gerb.
Well, I just wanted everybody to know that he had passed away,
Yeah.
and
No, it's fine.
and he is a wonderful man. And because he went to work for Linda Ronstadt with some other guys he met, and they became a band of their own. They all became famous, and it was great music that they made.
I'm still feeling it from Tony Bennett.
Can I-
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Can I share this? Can I-
But look
can I-
what a
can I share
wonderful
this one?
career he
I
had.
just
How many
want
lives
Bruce
he
because
touched.
we got
So
Glenn
who's number
Fry.
3?
We got Glenn Fry on screen here.
Remember they die in threes.
Yeah.
Who's the third one?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll find out. There's been quite a
out
few.
this year,
We're just doing one of them. So what's the next one we want to talk about?
I wanted to see the thing that Bush was trying to share. I'm sorry.
Okay, here, I'll bring it up there.
Ladies and gentlemen, some of the great female
Can you hear it?
singers that Linda
Yeah,
inspired
turn
it up a
here
little
tonight
bit.
To pay tribute to her. So to
You
start
have
us
to turn
off,
yours
please
up, I think.
welcome Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, that's Glenn
Well, he looks
Fry.
really good for his
Probably
age.
gonna
How
get
old is
blamed
he?
about this.
Oh, this is a decade ago.
I know,
Look
but
at
how
her.
old was Glenn Fry in that? You know about how old
Oh
he was?
God, 63. He died.
Oh, really?
he
looked
died
great.
not long after.
She looked really good for this performance.
Well, we
God,
can't
yes.
really play this on here, can we?
Yeah, you
It's-
probably want to stop and pause.
Oh,
this.
yeah.
That-
There she is.
We
That's
talked over
Linda.
the whole thing,
That's
so
Linda.
that's okay.
So she couldn't make it to this induction. That's 10 years ago, 2014. Oh, 9 years ago.
Yeah, that was Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, that's Carrie Underwood, but that's Linda right there in the big screen.
Yeah.
And so Carrie Underwood's going to sing a bit, and let me just fast forward a little bit. Oh, God, look at Carrie. She's so good looking. Gorgeous. She's so gorgeous.
Carrie should be like a fertility specialist. 'Cause I'm feeling that right now.
She looks
I know,
like- she
because
looks
all
like
you
an
gotta do
AI
is have a
model.
magazine with pictures in it.
Did you hear about that AI Instagram model? She looks like her.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's really pretty.
you don't want to play it for longer than 15 seconds at a time.
Goodbye. Yeah. Oh,
Carrie.
shit. We're losing Bruce. Hang on.
Hmm.
So here's the end of that one. And Bonnie Raitt and Emmylou Harris.
I used to like Bonnie Raitt.
Used to. What happened?
What happened to Bonnie Raitt?
She got old.
Yeah, but she's still alive.
Yeah.
She's still alive.
You like Blue Bayou? Hey, Bruce.
Yeah, but not
Yeah,
this version.
These are lyrics by Linda Ronstadt, Blue Bayou.
Yeah, we're listening to it.
Old.
Who was it that we were listening to this the other day? I was trying to think of who I was with when I was listening to Blue Bayou.
Bonnie Raitt on the left. Look at, man, she's trying to look like.
She still looks good.
Sandy?
I'm sorry.
I think she looks good too.
There are women out there that like they can get 70, 75, 80. Like I don't know.
Debbie Harry, a little
Debbie
bit.
Harry still looks good, although I'd probably
She
want to
she went through a rough patch. She went through a rough patch, but she got it back.
Yeah. I just want to see a doctor after I'm done.
You say that about Madonna.
I wouldn't touch Madonna.
Oh my
No,
God.
not even
Oh.
a minute.
I've never thought of sex when I see Madonna. I think of. I hope
Throw
they
it
clean
up.
that area good after she.
I
goes.
think of a penicillin shot every time I look at
When
Madonna
she
since
came
the
out with that
80s.
book,
Wipe it with peroxide at least.
I know, but remember
Somebody
that book
said-
that Madonna put out, and she was like all dressed, all skimpy on the side of the road, and she was hitchhiking or whatever. I don't even remember the
Yeah.
name of it.
Sex.
She came out with it, and I remember all the guys just going, "Oh my god!" and their tongues are dragging on the ground.
Oh,
and
In
everything.
Vogue? Are you talking about In Vogue?
I don't
She
remember.
had like the
It was a
cone, the
book.
cone
The
tits.
book she had.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a book she put out, and it had all these pictures of her from some famous photographer, and she was half nude in most of them, and all the guys were drooling over her and stuff. And I go, "She's not even a blonde." You know?
I never found her that attractive.
I go, "She's a brunette." So if every girl in the
Carrie
world died-
Underwood, though. Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood,
Jesus
like
Christ, what a gorgeous
she can
girl.
be a little crazy because she's super hot. I could
It's-
definitely be happy with the
She
level
is
of
making love to that Bruce, pretend that microphone is something else. I just want to see
Yeah,
his
I
head
know.
explode.
Yeah, there was something that was popped in my
Bonnie-
head
All right, look.
from a movie, Bruce, that I
Bonnie
remember.
Raitt's still looking good,
Somebody was
even at her
saying
age. She's
in
got
one
some
of the
wrinkles,
movies
but
that we were
she's
talking about
You
some
can
guy
make it
having
fun.
sex with some girl from behind or whatever, and he'd do something to her, and she'd start jumping up and down or whatever, and he said it was the best sex he ever had. Remember, it was a movie that we were talking about,
Yeah.
and he said he called her the wrong name or something. I don't remember what movie it was from.
Did you stop sharing? Why'd you stop sharing?
I stopped sharing. I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
wanted you to share yours. I'm just saying that, like,
There's
if I
more to
was-
come. There's
if
more
I
to come.
was in Idaho with
Bruce.
Bonnie Raitt and
Mhm.
we went to the
Mhm.
Corn Cob Eating Festival, I would be happy to pull the corn kernels.
Where did the corn cobs come from?
I
You're
would
killing
be happy
Sandy.
to
You are
corn out of
killing
her
Sandy.
ear.
Oh,
I would.
oh my gosh.
She's amazing. She's still good looking.
Bonnie Raitt is.
Yeah, I think she's a redhead. She's a natural redhead.
So
too.
we got
Uh-oh.
Bruce. We got
She's
two
got
more
a-
coming up.
She's got a mean streak
You might
in her. I
you might
can tell.
know the next two if you want to share it back up there. I got two more coming in.
Where are you throwing these at?
It's down at the bottom.
Okay.
Just
Jan-
I
share.
see it,
Just share.
but
It's the
I thought
same.
we were gonna
It's the
put up
same
another article.
induction ceremony. It's we only got no, we're not gonna do the whole 14 minutes. But when this song is over, we got two more people coming up, and I think Bruce will like both of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had to. Oh,
We'll turn the volume down
yeah.
so
I
we
don't wanna
can't
get
hear them
claimed.
singing.
I don't want to get claimed. That's the main.
I got
thing.
you. So that's the end of that one.
We love you, Linda.
So all we got to do is see what they look like. We don't have to hear them sing.
So
Oh,
proud to
no.
be here
She still looks good.
on her
Yes.
behalf
That
and
storm
want to
shit
welcome
going on with
another
the
dear
hair.
friend
Oh
of
my
She reminds one of my very best friends, Georgianne, looks so
There
much
she
like
is.
Bonnie Raitt.
There she is.
Woo!
You know who that is?
No, I don't.
Sheryl Crow.
That's Sheryl Crow, baby.
Don't let her sing. Don't let her sing. Push
Why not?
pause, please. There you go.
Okay.
But
Yeah, let me get-
now
let me get
move
a
it
close-
along
oh,
so we
there
can
she
get close
is.
up to her.
Oh.
Yeah, she looks good.
She does look
After
good. I thought
cancer.
that was
This is
Shania
after
Twain at
she
first.
survived
50
cancer
years
too.
old now?
She looks good still. Shania Twain.
Mm.
Yep.
We
But,
haven't gotten
you
there
know,
yet.
it's
Hang on,
money.
man. Why, Sandy?
have
Why are you
money to
spoiling
Get
shit?
massages and all the special lotions and oils
yeah.
you need to wear.
61. Sheryl Crow's
Oh.
61
And
years
eat
old.
right and exercise.
She still looks like she has a nice
her
pooter, a
pants.
nice rear end there.
She's got.
Yep.
Oh
They
yeah.
all look good.
I got
Look
my
how
tight
good
pants
all of them
on.
look.
They have good legs.
Great
Mhm.
legs. Happy.
Could Linda Ronstadt ask for a better send off than these four ladies we got up here
No, they
right
did
now?
great. They're beautiful and they seem like
Oh, geez.
oh look
Yeah.
look at his shirt. I like it. I love that shirt. I always laugh. Who shit my pants?
My pants.
I love it.
I got
It's
a
awesome.
bad joke about that. Oh, there's Cheryl again. Oh, good Lord. Look at her.
61 years old, looking like that. God, it gives me a
Yeah.
lot of hope for the future.
You know good. You know good. Oh, there's Glenn
Got
Fry.
good genes.
And Glenn Fry singing too.
Hey, Glenn Fry looks good if he's in his
I think he
60s
looks
when he's
good,
on
yeah.
Well,
here.
this is 10 years
Yeah.
ago. He's passed away since.
I know, but I'm talking about how old he is in this video.
Yeah. And he's
He
up there
looks really
singing.
good.
He's up there getting it in a suit and tie.
Yeah.
Well, he has class.
Or,
Okay,
Love
well,
uh,
Hey, yeah,
Yeah,
one
I'm
more
with you,
after. Oh, God, look at Cheryl. Christ's sake.
Woohoo!
Mm.
I know
yeah,
what I'll be
she
thinking
looks
about
good.
tonight. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
She's taking good care of herself, it looks like, for
Yes,
sure.
Well, this is
You
after
guys are
cancer,
gonna have a
too. Like,
powerful arm
this is
tomorrow,
post cancer. Like, she has taken very good care of herself.
Mhm, that's
Spa,
good.
spa days are very important for you. If your health goes to shit,
Yeah, I love
Spa
spa. I did that a couple of weeks ago. Went to
Yeah.
hot
Jerry
springs and got
Snyder,
bath
I don't
massage.
pay Cheryl Crow to
You know who
think
this
about
is?
politics.
You know who this is?
Yes, that is the what's her name from the blind girl. She's got Coke bottle glass. Don't say her name yet. She's from Jesus.
I can't see her
remember.
very well, so I don't know.
I can see her. I know who it is, but I can't remember what her name is. Damn it. I can't remember what her
There she
name
is.
is.
Stevie
What is
Nicks.
her name?
That's
Yeah,
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks.
That is
That's
Stevie
her
Nicks.
name. You know, she wears glasses that are really thick, and many
couldn't
times
see her,
she
don't
stepped
you?
off the stage
Oh,
during her concerts because she
Look
never
at that lineup right there. Ugh. And Stevie Nicks on lead vocals.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah,
Bruce,
Stevie
you were
Nicks
talking
has a
shit.
voice.
You were talking shit about Linda Ronstadt. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't. I never knew Linda Ronstadt before she had Parkinson's and then became, like ready for the dirt nap. I never knew her.
Yeah.
Never. I've heard her music, but I never watched her on
That was
TV.
all right there in that tribute.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's
That's
fantastic.
wonderful.
We got a shit talker in chat, so I'm gonna.
Oh, we do?
Oh,
We do.
What's the shit talker?
Who's bro at Bruce's type in the Discord? Oh no, he's not talking shit. I don't think.
Oh yeah. He says this is my type right here, and I'm like, yeah. That's a whole lot of woman. 1,000-pound sister star.
Are you going to show her on screen?
Hey, Six Nation, what do you think about that? It was a pretty good
You
one,
want
right?
me to show her?
I've got her shared right now. That's what she looks like, I guess. And
That's
I'm
his
like,
woman?
I'm not a big fan of the big-
1,000-pound woman?
Yeah, I know, right? That's like a lot of fucking hostesses that she's
That's a lot
gotta
of food.
slap her
You have to have a
thigh
lot of
like
money to
Lincoln.
take
like
care of her.
look. This is like.
Look
when
at
I
that
t-
one
you
down
get
at the
home,
bottom.
you get home and you say, "Hey, honey, how's it going?" She's like,
Her
"Oh,
forehead
God,
got big bulge of fat on it.
Yeah, but you
Hey,
can't
hey
be
baby, do a neck reveal.
healthy.
Ugh,
You know it? You know what I'm saying?
ugh."
She has
So
to be-
why did he send you this?
I don't know why he did, but he.
And why are we
said-
looking at this?
He said it looks like Bruce's type.
That's not my type, bro. I'm
Okay,
sorry,
well,
man.
he's teasing you. Sandy's laughing her butt off. Listen to Sandy laugh.
Oh my
Sandy's
God.
dying.
oh, geez.
6 Nature says, I like them curvy and thick, but Honey Boo Boo, no go.
Oh, you don't want
Just
honey
having
Was
boo
that
boo?
Honey Boo Boo?
No.
Oh,
Listen, I had a thing I said like several years ago. I said this place is more disgusting than
And
Mama
Sandy is
June's
now having
song
heart
on a
attack.
4th of July
Look at
weekend
this.
at the fair.
thick as thick can be. Oh,
I mean,
but you
I'm
know
sorry,
what?
I feel bad for her, but she's shoving that hamburger down her
You
throat.
want
Like,
to
just
know
stop.
something?
Just stop.
Bruce,
Yes, sir.
that there
Yes, ma'am.
are
I'm sorry. I called you sorry.
calendars with women, with very large women on them that sell like hotcakes. And lots of these women are on TikTok and Instagram, and they make buku dollars because men have fetishes of women like that. So they get lingerie, they get all kinds of
I'm
stuff.
a fat guy. You can see it in my face. Like, I'm a fat dude. She ain't fat. That is beyond fat. Also,
Well,
like,
it's definitely not healthy. She can't be
oh,
healthy.
if someone sends a $5 super chat, you can see my hair.
Oh my
I hope it's on your head, not somewhere else.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Janet, I like what you're talking about, but no, the hair on my head under my head, because the
Okay.
other two guys on the stream are proudly bald.
Mhm.
Shaved.
I don't
Shaved.
Yeah, I don't think they have any issue with the fact that they don't have any hair. Yeah, shaved, bald, whatever.
I have some stubble that I haven't shaved in the last like day or two.
I saw, God, it was like early days of YouTube, like proof that my father still has hair, and he's like just completely bald. And she puts a bottle cap on top of his head, and you can see it not touching his scalp because there's just a little fuzz.
Yeah, because he has the nubs.
Yeah,
The
he has,
nub-
yeah, he's a fuzz.
Yeah, because you know that if you marry a woman whose dad was bald, that your son is going to go bald.
Exactly.
Wrong.
Yeah.
So, no, it's
Wrong.
true. It's from the woman's side.
Yes.
No,
the woman-
it's
No, it's
from
from
stress
the
because my brother and I had the same hair up until he met that cunt ex-wife of his. And when they met, his hair started receding. And then they got engaged, and his hair started going gray. And then she got pregnant, and his hair looks about where Bruce's is. And then he
I'll
just
show
had
you
this.
something from the dustbin of
I still.
whoa.
We're gonna disabuse this whole thing about. Oh yeah, it's all the same. My
I'm
brother and I
just-
are for the same mother, same father, and
Was I supposed to share this?
if
Go
you
ahead.
if you
I
send a
did.
$5 super
Did
chat,
it.
I will show you the hair on my head.
Oh, is this you, Bruce, when you were young?
Oh, shit! It is.
Oh,
You're so cute.
I love
Oh,
What the-
you're adorable.
Wait a minute.
Why don't we have
Hold on.
sound? Why don't we have sound?
The
Oh my
millionaire
god!
mentor.
I was just
That's
I was
Bruce.
shit talking, and my friend
Is
said,
this
"Just
on
make something
YouTube?
up." This is on
Dude, look at
YouTube.
him. He's built too. Look at those fucking. He's got a chest and he got some forearms on him.
You look so cute.
This is just 20. No, just
He got some.
13
He
years
got some
ago.
forearms on him.
That's
Oh,
it.
you look like a baby.
I know,
You look
right?
the same to me with just you just.
I know you look
hair.
the same. You look the same, but you can tell you're so much younger.
Oh
and
my
you just
god!
look
You should
like
do a
so much
cosplay like
fun.
the guy Dragon
Oh,
Ball
Bruce,
guy.
you look like you were
Is
so
your-
much fun. I
These
would have
girls are
making
gushing
goofy
like
videos with
crazy.
you when you were
I've
young.
never heard this before. Like, I could seriously get some happy hugs from Alexa right
Well,
now.
no, really, I would be
Yeah.
in there right there by you making goofy
You
video.
were so adorable.
Ladies,
No,
he's a
whatever.
married man.
It
Show
was
some
fun.
more of that video. Show some more of that video.
Hold on. Let me.
It was cute. Oh,
Sandy is
I wish I
losing
had
it.
home
I love it.
movies and stuff.
Coke is a hell of a drug.
My
Is that what happened to his hair?
YouTube is one home movie.
God, I'm the opposite. I look healthier now than I remember my first video. I look sick, which is kind of funny.
You look great. I think you're looking great.
14 years
Ruben.
ago. It's
I
a 14
can tell
years ago.
you're
Thank you,
doing
thank you.
such a good job.
Yeah, this is a panel of handsome men.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, here we
We
go.
have
And
there's
I'm
a panel of beautiful women. Oh, there he goes. Look at this guy.
Oh,
These women are
Millionaire mentor.
I just grabbed my hair, moosed it real quick, fucked it up.
No, it didn't look like that on purpose.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
I just got
Wait,
up.
wait.
Hey, the messy look
Okay.
within.
Bruce,
Were you-
were you
Were you sleeping next
he
to a
was-
camel?
no, were you the
Oh, you
stand-in?
look great.
Bruce, this is important. This is
Don't
very
let him
important.
get on you, Bruce. You look
This is-
adorable.
I
This
I
is
bet
very
your wife
important.
says
just
that
had
too.
sex.
I
He
bet
looks-
when
he
your wife
looks-
watches this video,
He
she's
looks
like,
he looks like Ron DeSantis just woke up.
Well, I
no,
was going to
guess
say,
what, Bruce? That picture, you're cuter than Ron DeSantis.
Oh,
I think you're more handsome than him.
Bruce, that wasn't an insult. It just
I understand that.
It's just
I
true.
love it.
It's
No,
just
I
true.
got a better one.
And
I
you know
hope I
what?
got
There's
I
a
hope I
little
got
bit
a
of
better.
Tim Conway.
You got a better one than that? Okay.
in it.
Oh, I just think he's so cute. What did your
Yeah.
wife think about this?
She's only seen it a couple times. She's
Oh,
like,
I think it's so cute. Oh, I
He's
can just
got
grab
like
your
a-
cheeks and
Got step
stuff.
hair.
God,
You're just adorable.
Ruben,
Oh.
what you got, Ruben?
So was this a deleted scene from there's something about Mary and this is your
Oh, God. That was pretty
character
good.
that was checking.
That was pretty good.
I love it.
I think mine better though. Ron DeSantis
I
just
I
woke up.
think it's a
Because
cute.
look at that face.
I'm so glad you shared this
Yes,
with me.
yes.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's adorable.
Aw.
We're all going to hell.
On my channel. I mean, if you go way
Well,
back,
I-
It's on my channel.
I didn't
Go
know
back
if
on the
I need
playlist
to
on
go
my
back and
channel.
look at some
I'm
more of your
telling you.
videos then.
Okay,
We
now
have to paw through 10 years of videos to go find this.
13. Just
wait, are you on?
Just 13. Okay, I'm sorry.
Look at this.
Years.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
What?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I gotta
it right
see
there.
what Nan's doing.
Bedhead
I swear.
Ronnie DeSantis. Oh.
Jan
Yes,
sounds like
Late for
Ron
hang on.
DeSantis.
Late for school, Ron DeSantis.
Oh.
Oh
I
God.
thought you look great.
Bruce, this is all in love.
I know.
Oh my God, that also could be an outtake from Ferris Bueller's
Hey,
Day
you were brave to show that. That's takes bravery.
Sandy, did you know Bruce used to be younger at some point? Did you know that?
We all used to be young once.
Well, you're pretty.
I
young
was
then,
just
aren't you?
kidding. That was a
Bruce,
joke.
You're pretty young. No, I don't want to say how old you are, but you're in your 40s.
Who, me?
Oh yeah,
I think
this
I'm
is a
the-
good
Bruce.
one.
Bruce.
Oh,
Let
Bruce.
Bruce read this one. Let's get back to this.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go
That's
ahead,
Bruce's
Bruce.
fault. Bit of sidetrack there.
You want to read it, or do you want to let Ruben or someone else read it?
If,
I can
if Ruben
read
wants to go for it, go ahead. I'll grab the chat, or I'll grab the link and throw this in the chat
Okay.
so you guys can follow along.
Sandy is dying. Honey, come back to us.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You're
Aw.
sorry.
In the private chat, Bruce.
She's got she got the tickle bug now.
I'm,
No, I'm sorry. I
I'm
can do
so
like this,
happy
like,
that Sandy
here, my
lives
hands
states
go.
away from me.
You mean you don't want that in your house right now?
I swear to God, like that's the sound of a woman begging to get pregnant.
You wanna share that link in the private chat, and I'll pull it up on mine.
He did.
Or
Oh, he just shared it in the regular chat.
All right, here
I'll
we go.
remove that one. I'm sorry. I thought it was the new
You're
one.
good. You're good. You're good. I just dropped it back in the private and in the main chat.
Let me know when you want me to bring
there
it
it is.
up.
Okay.
Hang on, I
I
gotta
love
get to
you,
the.
Sandy. You are a hoot to be with on these streams. I'm telling you.
You want me
Oh my
to just
God.
do the? You want me
Yeah, I
to just do
was
the
worried
Twitter?
she
Thank you.
join us because her asthma's been
Bruce,
bothering
do you
her
want me
today.
to just pull up the Twitter thing,
Yeah,
or
go
do
ahead.
you want me
Pull
to?
up Twitter.
Okay.
Who could do a good Travolta? Sandy.
Oh my God, that was pretty good.
Breathe. Aw. That was such a cute picture.
Wasn't it? It was a gorgeous.
See, but
picture.
that's,
Okay, I'm
that's
gonna bring it up.
that did bring one thing up. The importance of our legacy. We've lived life. We have to cherish what we have
right.
in our lives, and it's good
Right.
to be here with you, all you right now. Thank you.
Yes,
I
thank
just
you
broken
too.
up
I'm,
with a
I'm
woman.
liking it. We got to live each day to the fullest. Try to
Yes.
remember that.
When you
Hey, I
did
remember that picture. I remember that. Those
With this one?
doctors? Yeah.
Yeah, this was one I sent in our thing. It's one of the ones I was able
Oh,
to get
okay,
back.
okay.
By Dr. Simon Gold. Breaking. Physicians gathered at the Supreme Court of the United States with over 100,000 petition signatures to call for an investigation into Fauci's misdealings and corruption. Never before have we seen such a blatant corrupt government official never be prosecuted.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Didn't they? Isn't there a discussion going on about how we're pretty certain that he knew everything that was going on?
Yes.
So there's an article in Scientific America from 2012 when he was Obama's big medicine guy, where they gave funds to China. We don't know where the money went, And $800 million later, Fauci and Obama went to the Wuhan lab in 2014. This was also reported by Time magazine because they were talking about how it's, what are you calling it? Making a bridge or building a bridge between two foreign nations. And they praised. They were like, yes, it's such a good move forward. It's a step towards the future, all that kind of crap. It was in Time magazine. It was in the New York Times. It was the Washington Post. I was in Washington the first time it happened when they were talking about the giving money to China for virology. What do you call it? Study. It's not study, but it's trying to look at virology in 2012. 2014 is when Obama and Fauci went to the Wuhan lab. There's pictures of them there, and it was in was it Scientific American in 2012, and then Time Magazine in 2014.
Are you talking about gain of function?
Well, we know that now.
Well, yeah.
But back then, it was like, oh, it's such a good thing. We have these two nations working together to figure out stuff about vaccines and virology. Well,
yeah, I know there was a story that happened. I think, God, November or
$800 million from the United States directly to the Wuhan lab of virology.
I do remember something about what you're talking about, Ruben. In 2019.
Find it.
Yeah, it was
the gain of function stuff.
Somebody found out that some FBI or somebody in the government was selling something there. I can't remember. I saw it, but
what was the name of that guy that had his own show and he would expose stuff, and then they took him out as CEO. They override.
Oh, James O'Keefe.
Yeah. Wasn't it his show where they did the undercover thing and the guy was talking about the gang of function stuff at the dining room in a restaurant?
I think so. Yeah.
I think that's the one you're talking about, as I remember that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They were trying to say that he was putting words in his mouth and blah blah blah, but he wasn't. The guy was just letting it all out,
freaking out and everything at the very end.
Yeah,
and James O'Keefe just put a big expose out there on BlackRock, by the way. So
you did?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything. But I haven't been able to get on Twitter for almost 2 days now because remember the thing I was telling you about before? I'm screwed up. I can only send so many messages and all that stuff until they fix it.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. The Scientific American, April 2011. Essential Guide to Awe-Inspiring Advances in Science and Technology, explaining how here's the article. They were trying to combat bird flu. And there it is. It's the handshaking between Obama administration and China.
Yeah, the Democrats love China.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what China doesn't. Guess what China doesn't love. China doesn't love America. Here it is. Is it bird flu waiting to explode? Birds are a natural reservoir for influenza viruses. Sometimes jump to humans. Here's the other one. This is June 2012. I think this is the one I was talking about. I'm gonna copy this one too. Hang on, let me put this in the private chat real quick.
Yeah, I was going to tell Jeremy. Yeah, China doesn't love them, but China loves our money.
China loves only themselves.
We keep sending it to them.
They don't even
China doesn't love people.
No, they don't.
So there's both articles. The first one is the enemy within. The second one is about how the bird flu, quote unquote, pandemic could explode across the entire planet. By concocting bird flu viruses that could potentially spread easily among humans, researchers have ignited a debate about the need for safety versus inquiry. That's what it says.
See, remember I talked about this. It was I think maybe our second show that we did, where I was worried that our government would start going home to home for people in the rural areas that have their own chickens, and all they got to do is say, "Hey, we tested one of your chickens. We had to kill all of them." You see what I mean?
Here's one of the key things in this entire article right here.
You won't be able to have chickens.
Yeah. What is it?
right here. If you could share the screen real quick.
Okay, I'll share it. Hold on.
Okay.
There you
So
go.
the article is about up here. It's a bird flu waiting to explode. By concocting bird flu viruses that could potentially spread easily among humans, researchers have ignited a debate about the need for safety versus open inquiry. Fuck that. We should be able to ask questions. Quote unquote safety. What does that mean? So we scroll down a little bit, and one of the first things they say after the September 11 attacks,
Wow.
they're using politics to push this initiative.
Mm-hmm.
What does September 11 terrorist attacks have to do with virology? I'm curious about that. Bruce, you have any idea?
They're trying to make something. They're trying to engineer a calamity.
It's just politics, pretty much just
Yeah.
politics. So after the September 11th, I'm sorry to cut you off there, but after the September 11th attacks, biodefense sword. What? How? What the?
Goodness.
Remember that blank check we gave in our tax dollars?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what they're talking about.
So we're talking about,
They've been doing this shit for years. And then you said that photo was from 2014 or 2012.
This article is from 2012. There's another one prior from 2011 talking about the same thing.
But remember, we went through a time, I don't remember when it was, but they were going through when they had the tennis shoe bomber.
Here it is. Here's what
Remember?
Janet
And they made
is talking
everybody
about
take off
right
their
there.
tennis shoes at the airport.
That was November of 2001. When,
And then they wouldn't let us have hairspray or toothpaste or a Visine or anything, because any kind of liquids that could be mixed together could cause an explosion. All that stuff. They started getting really paranoid, and that's when I noticed it was getting harder and harder to go through airports. You had to be there longer and longer because you had to take off pretty much all your clothes and empty your purses and everything before they'd even let you get on the plane.
That was after the terrorist attack. That had nothing to do with what this article is talking about, but the article is trying to link the terrorist attacks to bird flu.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to scare people because we need to give money to the government because there was a terror attack. So we give money to the government to prevent a terror attack by giving money as the virus swept through poultry farms. And this is exactly what Janet just said. 17 million birds from Pennsylvania down through Virginia just in August 1983.
Wow.
I mean, I guess we didn't
what's
need
going to
them.
happen in 2023 or
didn't.
2024.
Yeah, they were just doing that in China from those leaked videos from China showing the government going into the people's neighborhoods and burning and tearing up their gardens and killing all their little pigs, their little chickens, everything, and their dogs and their cats, killing them because of the coronavirus. So all these people that had all these animals and stuff in these little tiny farms to use to supplement their feed or their food and their income had nothing now because the government took it all from them.
Yep,
so how long do you think it'll be before they do that to us?
So one of the things that happened in the 1930s, I think it was 1939, was we had some issues with farming, and the government, Congress specifically, started taking control over what you could do in interstate commerce. So if you were in Kansas and you had a bunch of corn, and the next state, Missouri, had a bunch of wheat, Missouri could use that wheat for Missouri, but in order to give it to or trade it with Kansas for corn, you had to go through the government. And that was something that happened in what's his name, FDR. That was FDR era.
Well, because that was the interstate commerce, right? Something like that.
It's part of that, but there's like a stipulation. If you grow it in your state and you can use it for your state, you can have it in your state. But in order to trade it with interstate commerce, you have to go through the Fed.
I remember
the federal government. That's none of their goddamn business. If I want to trade my computer to Bruce, who lives in a different state, I shouldn't have to talk to the fucking federal government.
You just live 3 hours east of me, dude. You're not in a different state.
Man, it's a hypothetical. You're messing me up.
Well, Boosh, do you remember when you were young, when we
No,
would travel.
I actually don't remember being young.
Okay, but when we were young, I remember us driving a lot because my dad would be stationed up, like in Washington State. And we had to drive all the way down to Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas to see our relatives. And we had to stop at every state line. And they would search our car.
Are you kidding me?
No,
Oh,
because they said
that's-
you couldn't have fruits or vegetables and something else. And I don't remember why. I was a little kid. I don't understand.
I know
but
why.
remember
Because
having to get out.
your daddy was spreading kids all over the United States, and the state, this like national
No.
guard of that state was like, all right, babe,
These
we
were
gotta stop you.
rangers. These weren't cops. These were like rangers that looked like, you put your fire out people.
I've driven from Miami
Does
to
anybody
northern
else remember
Michigan
that?
I remember that.
unimpeded. I have never
So
been
was
stopped
it for
on that
fruits
truck.
and vegetables so you couldn't spread diseases and stuff?
Nope.
Yeah.
From one fruit to vegetables to some other state.
I've
And
never.
I remember, what was it, Sandy? When you and I and Dana went and took Mom to Mount Rushmore, remember we looked up in the mountains up there and they had all those beetle trees that were all dying.
Yeah.
And they were doing something where they were marking trees and cutting them down
Yep.
to try to stop it from spreading to the rest of these trees.
That was
So it's like, forestry management.
Dutch Elm's disease.
Well, but what I'm saying is I remember, and that's important because if you don't know what's going on in your forest and stuff, your forest could die out in no time because of a beetle or different things like that. So I can understand why those type of things are important. You know what I mean?
You don't want what's happening to the trees in Iowa. That's Dutch elms or whatever.
Especially since we're smart enough now to understand that just like if a kid's got chicken pox, we were talking about this before, that we all hung out together. So all the kids would get chicken pox and just get it over with. Right? Instead of it taking month after month after month, because as each kid gets it in the class,
Well, also, if an adult didn't have chicken pox when they were a kid, getting chicken pox as an adult is
and that
a lot
was something
more
that
serious.
we knew. Instead of going out and making a vaccine for chicken pox, right? Just get everybody catch it when you're a kid, and you don't have to worry about it because it won't kill you when you're an adult because you've already
Herpes.
had it when you were a kid.
It's called herpes. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but parents don't have herpes parties.
It's
Parents will have-
it's a form of herpes.
But the
They
thing
have
is,
chicken pox
what I'm
parties.
saying, it's common sense. And our great grandmothers.
So
used
no,
to
I
do
don't.
that.
Travis.
I never had this situation you're talking about where crossing state lines we got stopped. We drove from Florida all the way through Georgia, all the way through North Carolina, South Carolina.
Well, I
into
don't
West
remember
Virginia.
what year it was. I just remember I thought it was maybe it was in the 70s. I
It was
mean,
in the
I don't
70s.
know.
Holy shit! You're not that old, baby. You're like 40.
I was a
maybe,
little
if-
kid, but I remember it. I remember having to get out of the car,
You're
and my
not that
mom
old.
would be smoking. She was smoking a cigarette, and there was a guy that looked like Smokey the Bear's uniform searching our car. And
Yeah.
Mom
Yeah,
said,
I had a bear search my
"You
car,
can't
and
have
it was
That was
it was
in,
Lion Country
1974.
Safari in South Florida, and there
I
was a
just
bear,
remember that.
and that bear was like, "Hey, look, I want to have sex with this car. I don't care if y'all are in it,
God, I seen
but
that.
this is gonna
Okay,
happen."
I'm going to bring up. I guess I'm going to bring up yours now, Bruce.
Okay.
Do
Okay,
you have
we'll
one
get
up
rid of
there?
that.
This
What's
is
this one about? Oh, yeah, about
breaking from the 25th of
the
of
rice.
July. Yep. Panic of buying rice has begun in North America. India, the world's largest exporter of rice, with 40% of the global rice supply, has just been taken off the markets. The price of rice, which is a staple of millions of people around the world, has reportedly doubled and indeed tripled in some places.
Yeah.
The ban on rice exports is due to climate extremes, drought, heavy rains, and
Sure it
the
is.
age of extremes. Just believe the bullshit. Believe the bullshit.
It's not a lack of fertilizer from places that have fertilizer. Is
Well,
that
no,
not why
it's for
going-
drought. They're having extreme weather. It's either drought or it's heavy flooding.
Well,
So,
the
you
problem
one
is
of the things is-
there's also the problem with the Ukrainian fertilizer situation where they make
There
a lot
you
of
go.
fertilizer in Ukraine,
Oh, that's right. I
but
forgot
they've
about that.
taken it out.
and Russia.
Well, those two nations have canceled each other out with their shipping out fertilizer. And wait until you hit the feed and seed prices later on next year with the supermarket problems you're going to have, because what you think is you're bitching about spending $200 at the supermarket now. Wait till you're barely able to afford $75 worth of nothing from the supermarket because there's no fertilizer going out, and they've got 30 to 40% of the fertilizer market just locked up between Ukraine, which is former USSR, and the
Mhm.
former USSR. And I really think that this is almost apocalyptic. But
I
well,
completely agree. One of the things we had before,
Well,
Mr.
what
Poopy
do you
Pants.
think
What's your
happens?
shirt say again, Bruce?
oh yeah,
Yeah, that guy before that guy took office, the previous guy made
right
a
here.
deal with Russia. So hey, Russia, you want some money? Because you
Mhm.
have some fertilizer that we want, and we have money that you want. And Putin was like, okay, what's in it for me? Money. So
Yeah.
you get the money and don't blow shit up. And Putin's like,
See,
all right, fine.
the thing is,
I'll take
our
your money and
country.
give you the fertilizer. And then Poopy Pants came into office and reneged on the deal.
When Super Poopy Pants
We
came
kept paying Russia, and we didn't get the fertilizer.
Yeah.
So anyway, Sparking costed 20-pound bags to soar from $16 to almost $50.
Oh yeah.
Wow,
And,
that's amazing. And
yeah,
how much
yeah.
rice
Wow.
do each of you eat? How much rice do you guys think you guys eat in a week?
Oh, quite a bit. I
Okay,
eat quite a bit of rice.
so this is going to affect us.
Mhm.
Okay, it's going to affect every household in America.
Well,
And this isn't just it. You got milk, and you got eggs, you got
wait.
poultry, you got beef. It's so expensive. Like I said, one of my friends that lives in Hawaii said they paid $30-something a pound just for ribeyes. So it's going to be they're just cutting us off.
You know what else? You know what else eats rice besides humans?
Yeah.
Our livestock.
Livestock
Right.
love rice. They love it. That's their feed of choice if they had their
Mhm.
choice.
And they use it in dog food too.
They
Lots
use
of
it in
dog food.
every
They
kind of
put in
livestock
lots
food.
of
Yep.
food. Yes.
Every sort of mass food sellable unit of food, you're going to have rice being part of that. They have videos and reports on social media over the weekend showing Indian Americans standing in long lines or panic buying in Texas, Michigan, New Jersey, Alabama, Ohio, Illinois, and California. Now they've hiked the price of some of these bags up to $47 and started money-making schemes to capitalize on the panic. A few Desi grocery shops came up with innovative ideas to force the customers to spend a minimum of up to $50 on other items to purchase a single rice bag, which is outrageous.
Yeah.
This is not going to end well. And right now, the current administration loves this because they love seeing us panic. It means there's less of us
Not just that.
trying to force Biden to get this nice little new necktie.
So
Yeah, but
the other thing that happens when the cost of food goes up, that taxes go up with.
Mhm,
If something costs $2 and there's a 10% tax, they get 2 cents for every $2, right? If it costs $4, they get 4 cents. Now imagine that on a national scale.
Yep.
Jeez.
Boosh. Do we have
Yes.
any states in the United States where we can grow our own rice?
Yes, Arkansas grows rice.
Not really. Not to the tune that other nations can.
No, but
Okay, because
Like Southeast Asia has cornered the market
yeah,
on
I was
rice.
gonna say I didn't think we had enough. It would have to be somewhere in California and somewhere maybe in Florida. That would be the only two places that I can think
Alabama.
of. Tropical.
Alabama and Mississippi.
Alabama, yeah,
Oh,
southern
really? They do?
southern states,
I
yeah.
know they do
Alabama and
Southern states.
Mississippi
sorghum
have they
and soybeans and all that type of stuff in the South.
I don't want to do soybeans. You want to talk about Monsanto?
yeah.
I don't want to do
stay
soybeans.
away from those people.
When Trump was president, we had oil flowing, we had record crops of oranges, and we had beef, and we had pig, and we had chickens, we had all these different things. We had
A gallon of gas cost as much as a carton of eggs.
Okay, but the thing is, we had an abundance that we were able to sell
Still the same now.
out of the country and
Yeah,
feed
shut up,
everyone
Bruce.
in the United
You're right.
States.
I didn't mean that.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
sorry, Bruce. You're right.
A gallon of gas was $1.87. So was a dozen AA large eggs.
Well, it was more like $1.25 per dozen regular eggs, not large. But anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say shut up.
We got this news story here, which makes me absolutely furious.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to be like rah rah. I support the military because I really don't. I love the military. My brothers that are joining the military to help out, one, the nation, and two, further their own education and get further in life. Because
You love
typically
the
when
troops.
you join,
You love the troops.
when you're 18, you're kind of
Soldiers.
stupid
Mhm.
and you don't have a lot of skills. And the military says, "Oh, well, can you carry 65 pounds in your back? Because if you can, we'll push you through 8 weeks of shit. And if you can handle people yelling at you, we're going to make something of you and send you to an A school or to OJT, and you'll become useful. And if you can't become useful, you broom out and then you wash out, and you go do other things like stand at a gas station, say like that'll be $7.38 for six pack of Budweiser, sir."
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go further than that. This right here, this story infuriates me because this shithead right here, this fucking sergeant shithead, Bo Bergdahl, he was a piece of shit, and he went out one day away from his unit over in Sandbox, and he got captured by the Taliban. Taliban are a bunch of goat fuckers. They're really
We know who they are. Well, not anymore. Now they're a bunch of child fuckers.
They always were.
Well, because someone decided that
Isn't it?
let's give them something other
Maybe
than goats.
called a kid.
to fuck.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Oh God, that was a good one. Ruben, did you hear what Ruben just said?
No, I didn't.
Isn't a baby goat called a kid?
Oh God.
Oh,
Wow.
that's terrible.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah,
That's
Not
you're
wrong.
That's a great dad joke, sir. Thank
That is
you.
an
But go ahead. Go
excellent
ahead,
dad
Bruce.
joke, but it's so
can finish,
fucking horrible.
explaining this.
I had to make him repeat
Porn, I
that.
pulled it out of Bonnie Raitt's ass.
Mm.
So
But
Now
what
you like the Linda Ronstadt tribute.
what happened with Bergdahl
He looks good.
this
looks
time?
So with Bergdahl, a
He's a piece
federal
of shit.
judge on Tuesday, and let's rewind. He gets captured by Taliban, and buttfuck Barry, or Barack Obama, trades him for a pack of smokes and some mid-level tier terrorist out of one of our CIA prisons, basically.
And also to hide Big Mike's penis.
Yeah, and then don't talk about Big Mike's penis.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry.
when they're doing victory laps around the White House, you remember when Bo Bergdahl was with his family, and Obama's holding the small of the back of Bergdahl's mom, like he's like kind of intimate or close with her. You remember that? I do.
Yes,
I
I remember. I was pissed because we gave away terrorists for this dumbass
This
that risked
dumb piece of
people's
shit.
lives
Yeah,
by running off because he was chicken shit.
6 men their lives, either 5 or 6, but we lost good qualified soldiers looking for him in the Sandbox, and nothing happened to him. And so Barack Obama trades him for a pack of smokes Big Mike's dick, and then we get Bo back. That's a bad trade.
Yeah.
And now we were going to prosecute him. We were going to give him proper time to think about things that he had done and wonder if he was really supposed to be a part of the planet. I wanted him to have suicide thoughts. I did. I want him to think about self-harm because I have no use for him. There were good people that lost their lives. This guy's a piece of shit. But on Tuesday, a federal judge, probably a pink hair or blue hair or pussy hat wearer, avoided
Reggie B. Walton.
It was probably an Obama appointed judge.
It was, I believe.
So here's if you want to look at the regular chat and YouTube, here's the headline from CNN. Just to that's their take on it.
Where's it at?
It'll be in the regular chat there.
In regular chat, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
I love the choice of words.
Okay. Army colonel overseeing the court-martial trial had applied for a job with the. Are you fucking serious?
What?
Get fucked, NYT.
Oh, they want you to subscribe.
Never. I will never subscribe to that. Pile of shit. Okay. So Judge Reggie B. Walton finalized a March order granting summary judgment in favor of Bergdahl, who was convicted in October of 17 of desertion and misbehavior before the enemy. Very serious accusations there. And Walton wrote that Bergdahl was denied a fair trial because the military judge who presided over the case.
Bruce, I have to interrupt. I just got a text from a friend of mine. Lost his father, so I got to go.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You have a
Go
good night.
ahead. But that's why I'm leaving. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
Take care,
Hey,
guys.
take
Thank
good care,
you.
everybody. Go grab a 12-pack and go be with some friends.
Yes.
Oh, that sucks.
It
Yeah,
is.
I'm sorry. Look
I
what
hate to
hit
be
this.
like, oh no. Anyway, and I just did a Jeremy Clarkson meme there.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Bush.
Me too, Bush.
He was denied a fair trial because a military judge who presided over the case did not disclose it while the matter was pending. He applied for a job as an immigration judge with the Justice Department. Piece of
So
shit.
they're saying that because he applied for that job, that he was doing this to make himself look better so he can get the job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So they rejected Bergdahl's claim that President Donald Trump exercised unlawful influence as a military's commander-in-chief by vilifying him during the case as a dirty, rotten traitor deserving of execution. And those are strong words, but accurate. He's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Read the UCMJ, you'll understand why I state that. In 2015, backstabbing piece of shit Senator John McCain, our Arizona, then chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, called Bergdahl clearly a deserter. And this is John McCain, who has his own Tokyo Rose statement for the Vietnamese that he did in sympathy after he was captured because he can't fly a plane. He crashed 3 of them. Or excuse me, 2 of them crashed. A third one no longer flies. It was broomed off the side of the Forrestal after the fire. Okay. Bergdahl's a deserter and offered to hold a committee hearing if he was not punished. Without referring to either Trump or McCain by name, the judge bluntly chided political office holders and candidates who expressed their desired verdict and punishment of individuals merely accused of committing criminal offenses, saying doing so violates the principle that the accused are innocent until proven guilty. Otherwise, the system would become subject to widespread condemnation by the public it serves. And that applies equally to our military justice system, Walton wrote. Apparently, Walton has never served a day in uniform, nor does he understand the weight of what actually Bergdahl had done and the loss of the soldiers, of the families of those affected because of Bergdahl's idiocy.
Well, see, that's why they're supposed to be tried in military court, because military people are the ones seeing them because they understand what, the different levels of what happens, because it's different in civil court compared to military court. And your life is different. You sign papers. Your life is totally different than a person that just lives in a city or a neighborhood that is not in the military.
So the ruling is not the first time that Judge Walton, a 2001, he was not a appointee by pile of shit Barack Obama.
Well, the other pile of shit.
But he's the other pile of shit, GW warmonger Bush appointee to the federal bench and criticized Trump. After a trial involving January 6, 2021, Capitol riot defendant last year, Walton described Trump as a charlatan who doesn't, in my view, really care about democracy but only power. And as a result of that, it's tearing
rejection right there.
Yeah. I don't feel Walton is actually exercising authority in the betterment of the United States, especially if we're setting the deserter Bergdahl free.
This is just to make Trump look bad in another light, on top of all the other things they're throwing at. They're throwing at whatever. They're throwing everything at him to see what sticks. Political.
Both sides can appeal the ruling. A Pentagon spokesperson agreed. One of Milling's, General Milley, they declined to comment. Justice Department spokesman Terrence Clark said that The department will be declining to comment on ongoing litigation at this time. The office of the former Army colonel who imposed the sentence and a spokesman for the immigration courts, which are part of the Justice Department, did not immediately respond to an email request for comment on late Tuesday. Bergdahl defense attorney Eugene Fidel said his team is closely studying the opinion, but added the winner here is public confidence in the administration of justice. Oh, you guys keep making decisions like this, and pitchforks and torches will be handed out, and we will fix that needed the pimple on the asshole of humanity just a little distance away from Baltimore. I'm talking about the shitty Beltway.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good day for the rule. Okay, this is a good. Some schlup said this is a good day for the rule of law, and it's a good day for the federal courts because it shows that while they're respectful of military justice system, which they are not, they are going to provide independent judicial review, which they should not. Fidel said, adding that Walton's admonition that public officials kept their mouths shut about pending litigation was spot on. He was sentenced in 2017 to a dishonorable discharge, reduction in rank, and forfeiture of $10,000 in pay after becoming the sole U.S. service member to be captured in Afghanistan shortly after he left his post in June of 2009. And I bet you that dishonorable discharge won't stick anymore either. His case,
No, and they're probably going to give him back all the back pay that he lost.
Oh, yeah. This guy's going to become a thousandaire.
Mm-hmm.
He became politicized after President Buttfuck Berry held a Rose Garden ceremony to celebrate his return from 5 years of imprisonment and intermittent torture in exchange for 5 Taliban, not one, not two, 5 Taliban militants, as details of the voluntary abandonment had begun to circulate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember when that was on the news.
Other service members suffered life-altering injuries, and important battlefield assets were diverted during other missions to recover Bergdahl, feeding a debate that he challenged the military's fundamental principle of never leaving a soldier behind. The condemnation by Trump and McCain of Bergdahl's actions also underscored the noxious effect politics can play within the military and civilian courts.
Mm-hmm.
Walton made clear in his ruling that the military courts gave full and fair consideration to Bergdahl's defense, and that his court-martial conviction and sentence were justified, given his admitted conduct and guilty plea, as well as the serious casualties that resulted from his action.
Mm-hmm.
However, Walton also faulted the conduct of military judge Jeffrey Nance, then an Army colonel. In court at the time, Nance shrugged off concerns that he might interpret incendiary comments about Bergdahl by Trump as commander-in-chief as signals from the top to hand down a harsh sentence. From no matter what, Trump bad, he's bad.
Who's the commander-in-chief of the military?
Oh, that would be the POTUS.
Yeah,
and as much as I don't want to say it right now, the resident is the CIC right now. I don't have any doubt whatsoever I can be fair and impartial in the sentencing, Nance said, suggesting the administration had no influence over him because I am what's referred to as a terminal colonel, which means I'm not going anywhere but retirement pastures. That's in almost a year from now.
Wow.
But Nance didn't reveal he had applied for a job as an immigration judge and highlighted his role as presiding judge in Bergdahl's case by including a ruling for the government against the soldiers' unlawful command influence motion as his writing sample. And he was appointed by the Justice Department the year after Bergdahl's conviction in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
No, 2018. The ultimate duty in situations of potential judicial disqualification is imposed on the judge, Walton wrote. The military judge here not only failed to disclose potential grounds for disqualification, but also affirmatively misled the parties. Walton tossed out all of the military judge's orders beginning on the day Bergdahl pleaded guilty, October 16th, 2017, and all related appeals. Walton made clear he was not opinion there was actual bias in the case or that Nance's orders were not a product of his considered and unbiased judgment, bless you, but that the appearance of partiality was enough.
Me.
Depending on the final outcome of litigation, avoided conviction may allow Bergdahl to access benefits and services within the Department of Veterans Affairs, such as education resources, and healthcare. Such benefits are unavailable to former service members with dishonorable discharges. Big sad face. Aw, poor Bergdahl. I don't
How
think
old is he
your
now?
I don't
Yeah.
think his injuries are service connected though.
Mm-mm.
that's
If
like
you
the
get
one thing.
hurt.
80% of the time, whenever you get hurt and you go to the VA, they like give you that little form letter. 80% of the time it says your injuries are not service connected. I can't wait to hear what happens here. I know for a fact it'll be like, oh my God, here's $200,000. Here's some more Obama phone money. Here's a free house. Here. Oh my God, are you writing
He
in?
got a splinter that got infected because he was in a prison.
I love it. Oh.
Oh, I don't know what it is, but it's pathetic.
Yeah.
They just want to undo everything. They just want to
Everything
undo everything, turn everything
Every-
upside down.
Everything good's got to go.
That's all they want. They just want everything to look bad and everything to be bad, because anyone that did anything or tried to do anything good was bad because they did it. You know,
Yeah.
sucks.
Mehdi, you're right. Nobody wants their kid serving at the whim of the insanity of the Biden administration.
Right.
I would yank my kid out of service. I don't care. Oh no, you're a deserter. Well, we'll just go parade you around Mexico for a while, and then we'll bring you back, and all will be forgiven.
Mhm.
You have to swim across the border, though, child. I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys have any thoughts on these stories that I did? Because I hit them kind of rapid fire.
No, I commented, even if I was talking over you, I comment already. So
They're
think it-
very interesting.
I only say one thing. Welcome
What?
to the shit show.
yeah, welcome to the shit show.
Welcome to the shit show. That's basically it.
It is.
And
Well,
that's the way it was.
That's what it is. I like it. I like when we just use our feelings and talk, like we would if we were just sitting around a coffee table or a dining room table, and that's what family does. Believe me, in my family, that's what we do. We talk over each other all the time. Not because it's disrespectful either. It's because we're just, fired up
Yes.
or
Yeah, I've seen that. It's so weird. We never did that. We never talked to each other. It's kind of,
So
no, it's kind of
we
funny.
already
No,
covered that Ron DeSantis not going to be party bringing RFK to
exactly.
lead health agencies. Let me clear those off.
I like Robert Kennedy. Is that his name, Robert Kennedy?
Yeah,
I
RFK.
like him. I mean, he seems like a
I like him
a
too,
real
except
Kennedy Democrat.
he's against the Second Amendment. For one, that's one reason why I'll never vote for him for president.
Well,
if
I
he's
didn't say I
ever
was
gonna
going to vote
take it.
for president. I just
Is
like
anybody that's just like that thing I showed you about that music singer that's all upset because they were saying something about a small town song or whatever it was,
Mhm.
when he himself tweeted saying that it's too easy to get guns.
Right.
No,
He's
it's
changed
not.
his opinion since then, Janet.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying that's something he said, but now we're supposed to feel sorry for him because his song isn't getting played.
Well, he's changed his opinion on that since he said that. That was a few years ago.
Shall I share some scary stuff?
Yeah.
Sure, go for it. I
All right,
trust
here
you.
we go.
Everything's scary right now.
Yeah, it is.
I don't get scared at all.
All right.
I do.
This is out of businessinsider.com.
I am the one who scares.
This is you're not being watched enough. Okay.
Mhm.
And that's
Okay, here we go. Ready for me to stick it up there?
go ahead.
How do I? Oh,
Behold the orb. I can't stop thinking about Sam Altman's dystopian eyeball scanning device.
Ooh.
These things are integral to the latest concept. They can scan eyeballs of members joining an OpenAI Founders WorldCoin project. They
Mhm.
say they erase pictures of the eyeballs and replace them with binary code. So you might think of solving at a sold-out showing of Barbie movie last weekend was enough proof you're human. In 2023, people are also apparently getting their retinas scanned by shiny chrome orbs to prove it. And there are pictures. And that's because OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman trumpeted WorldCoin's launch on Monday, an effort he co-founded years earlier with Alex Blania to enable universal access to the global economy, according to the website. The orbs are shiny spheres that they scan eyeballs of new members, and they seem to have the company's dystopian symbol on them. They help provide users with world IDs and provide a person signing up as human, not AI, with the goal of moving through the internet more easily and accessing digital currency, according to the company. Behold, the orb. Nice pagoda in the background, or that's not pagoda. House. Anyway,
Scary.
this is hypnotic. Imagine holding the gaze as the orb affirms your humanity. The reflective surface warps any surrounding people and buildings around the circumference like an all-consuming funhouse mirror ball. Meanwhile, Crypto Paradise premise aside, WorldCoin has been tweeting or Xing photos of the objects against a backdrop of big cities, and that makes it circular. It's interesting too. The orb is the latest in the line of enigmatic orbs that have transfixed and disturbed observers on social media, like the beaming one Donald Trump was pictured holding with world leaders back in 2017.
Ah.
Yeah. Fuck you, New York Times. No.
I
Mm-hmm.
can't do it. Jesus.
So WorldCoin's orbs look more like inscrutable machines than something mythological. One, God bless you, one in Lisbon looks up at a scenic portrait with the Belém Tower. In Singapore, it shines in focus as a Marina Bay Sands hotel towers in the distance. There's an orb flanked by palm trees in Miami, and another reflecting the sky in Tokyo. It's a metal eye designed to scan eyeballs nestled in urban spaces. It'd be understandable if you thought it looked like something capable of surveilling and absorbing surroundings, even as a fictional sci-fi creation is borderline too on the nose. Epic Games sent Tim Sweeney, he's the CEO of Epic, the makers of Fortnite and the far superior Unreal series, on Twitter, pointed out the pitchfork inside the orb on the marketing design, and linked to an MIT Technology Review feature about the apparent roots of WorldCoin's efforts. It seems to have anticipated some of the more obvious critiques of the orb's dystopian aesthetic and sought to provide assurance. You don't need to provide personal information if you don't want to, says the website. Besides, the one pertaining to the insides of your eyes, the World ID itself doesn't contain any iris-related data, according to the company, and the eyeball scans get erased, according to WorldCoin.
Wow.
Each aspect of WorldCoin is designed with privacy as a focal point, a representative said in a statement to Insider on Tuesday. Sign up for this crap and you get a crypto wallet. They give you crypto money. They give you fake money.
Mhm.
I mean, it will accrue interest and grow, but it's just like your paper that really isn't worth shit. I spent $70 on 15 beers and pork steaks and a bag of peach plums tonight.
Mhm.
Oh.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your dog was not worth much at all.
Yeah, this is really scary, and they have the pitchfork inside the orb, not a very dystopian symbol for a universal biometric database project compared to the usual eyeballs and pentagrams and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm. But the thing is, when you look at your phone, for it to do facial recognition to get in it, because I remember how worried I was when I got the iPhone 7, when you had to put your thumb on it.
Mhm.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
And I didn't like that. I didn't like that I had to put my thumb on it. I said, I'd rather just be able to type in a code. But then now it's getting to where you can't even do that. You get in a car now and you can put your thumb on it and
Yeah.
start it. So, and if a person wants to steal, they just cut your finger off and take it with them,
Exactly.
or take your eyeball out. Remember, we saw, I don't know how many 007 movies and stuff, and they took the guy's eye and, put it up to the
There's
thing
a
for the eye
book.
scan. I mean, it's scary to think about. We're just, and people are just walking up and handing it to them. I don't know. Some people want to live in those 15-minute cities and have their eyes scanned and their thumbprints, and on file. But I don't.
Mhm.
They talk about this at technologyreview.com. I'll grab this link and put this in here. It's kind of been interesting to see how people are running away and trying to join this. Here's the WorldCoin site right now.
Okay.
More than 3 years ago, we founded WorldCoin with the ambition of creating a new identity and financial network owned by everybody. The rollout begins today. And if successful, we believe WorldCoin could drastically increase economic opportunity, a scale, a reliable solution for distinguishing humans from AI online while preserving privacy, and enable global democratic processes, and eventually show a potential path to AI-funded UBI. That's what this is about. They're trying to give away money. They're trying to make UBI a thing.
Yeah, but look at this. What Jeremy just said. Once
What?
they get us all on digital, right?
Mhm.
Everybody's on digital, and there's no cash and no change. And then we have a big pulse that goes off, takes out the grid.
What do you
Nobody
have?
can get their money. Nobody can get their money to buy stuff. And then you have riots. And I mean, you thought that the stuff that was going on in Spokane, but it's going to be, from one coast to the other, because people aren't going to go days without being able to get food for their kids.
Buy more of this.
I mean,
Buy more
yeah.
of this. You'll have something to barter with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I am doing that. But what's scary is the people that aren't. All these cities packed like sardines on top of each other, all going to be there fighting, and they're going to fight each other till there's nothing left, and then they're going to come out to where we live in the rural areas.
That's
and
why
take
we
what
have
work
guns.
for.
That's
So-
why you've got the
That's
guns.
what's
I mean,
scary.
the American hunter is the world's largest army, armed,
Yeah.
trained, and ready to go.
Yes.
And I'm ready, but see, I feel sorry. I'm going to do it. I'm going to protect what's mine. I don't want to hurt people, but I'm protecting what's mine. I'm going to protect my family and what belongs to me. Okay. I'm not a person that's going to go next door and steal their stuff. But if they try to come and steal my stuff, there's going to be a fight. Okay. And I'm willing to do that. But the scary thing is those people that are not prepared, that just go out and get Uber meals every day and stuff like that. They have nothing at home. And then when they can't use that card because whatever, there's no TV and there's no electricity or whatever,
There's no power.
they're going to freak
Your
out.
windmill's broken. Your solar panels aren't giving you nothing because it's cloudy.
Yeah. And they're going to freak out. They're going to come and take it. They're going to try to take it from us.
Yeah.
And the other people that the weakest, they're going to, take it from the children. They're going to take it from the elderly, and then they're going to start spreading out like a disease. And that's what I'm afraid of. It's, I'm not afraid of me not having stuff because I'm already preparing. I've been a prepper for years. So, I've got a well, I've got chickens, I've got means of watching and being able to see when people come, even if my power goes out. So, because I've been planning for it, because you have to be able to succeed out there without power.
Right.
Fishing, know how to clean a fish, know how to kill a rabbit or a squirrel or whatever it is that you can get. And what, like fiddleheads and dandelion greens, things that you can eat and take care of yourself. So many people don't have that. They have no idea, they just don't know. They don't know how to do it.
With a different article here. This is something that I figured some of you might find this really interesting. I think you guys might need to check your vehicle because Ford Motor Company recalled 870,000
Wow.
F-150 pickups in the United States because of parking brakes can turn on unexpectedly.
What?
Yep.
While you're driving down the highway?
Yeah, going 70
Unexpectedly.
miles an
That
hour.
would be awful.
At speed.
Oh my god.
They have an issue with the electric parking brakes. They recall certain trucks from the 2021 to 2023 model years with a single exhaust system. It doesn't happen on the dual exhaust or multi-exhaust. And it has a rear wiring bundle that can come into contact with the rear axle housing. This chafes and has a potential short circuit, and this can result in the parking brake activating without driver input, and it increases the risk of a crash.
Wow.
Yeah, if you want to check out any of the articles here's one with lean right, high
Can you
factuality.
put that in the chat?
Yeah,
Yeah, share that in the chat. So if anybody does watch this video later, they can go look it up, make sure that they don't have one of those vehicles.
don't disable your
Wow.
chat later whenever you upload this.
Mhm.
Keep this. But
Yeah.
this is a really,
Look at
I
that.
haven't heard anything about it. But are they supposed to mail like letters to the people who purchased them?
letters, emails, texts, whatever they can do. This is
Okay,
a pretty dangerous situation.
Yeah, I mean that's just people, in lots of big cities driving down these big interstates
And here's the
with
funny thing.
potential lots of deaths that could
The
happen.
factuality on this, like 90% of it is like completely factual. Okay. Now, time and location, this is mostly out of the United States.
Mhm.
Everywhere but the US. Oh, it looks like, hold on. US are publishing a lot. Canada gets one. But sources are mostly out of the United States, according to this. But they probably
because
have
most people
offices
don't.
here.
These other countries, they don't usually buy those, do they?
No,
Yeah.
they don't. They go for more Hilux, Toyota Hilux types.
That's probably why there's a black, because they're not worried about it because
Yeah.
people don't buy them there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another ground news. Trump indictment.
Boy.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
about this.
Additional charges. Third defendant added in classified documents case. And they added additional charges against the former president, bringing total federal charges against him to 40. They relate to his alleged hoarding and hiding of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago, as well as attempting to prevent the review of security camera footage by investigators. A new indictment accuses Trump in the age of engaging in broader effort to cover their tracks as the FBI tried to retrieve classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. Trump and his two aides, Waltine Nauta and Carlos de Oliveira, are accused of requesting the deletion of security camera footage at the club to hinder the investigation. Now, out of the sources here, majority of this being reported is going to be center left, okay? Because we got 234 total, 62 for leftish, and 96 in center. Very much not so populous.
The two gentlemen, is one of them the pool guy?
No.
Did you see do you know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about the chef for Obama?
No, there's a pool guy for that works at Mar-a-Lago, and they've threatened him with like 400 years in prison. Can add up to that for some of the things they're going to accuse him of. See what they're going to do, just like they did January 6 people in prison. They told them, the ones they arrested and put in there, that if they gave them testified that Trump is the reason why they went inside the Capitol and stuff, that they would let them out early and stuff like that. So they're getting some of these J6 people that are in there to testify that Trump is the reason why they went in.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're trying to add this all up to say that Trump caused the insurrection.
So anyway, Waltine Ntore Nauta Jr. is an American butler and body man of former U.S. President Donald Trump. He was Trump's valet at the White House and continued to work for him at Mar-a-Lago and residence after Trump's term ended. In June of last month, Nauta and Trump were indicted by a federal grand jury, and Nauta was charged with 6 counts of federal crimes and pleaded not guilty. He was accused of packing and moving boxes of classified documents. He was a Trump body man who brought him Diet Coke. The nerve! How dare you bring him the Diet Coke? And then
It's terrible.
Carlos.
That's what I'm saying. Some of these people, they don't have a lot of money, and they're going to be afraid. We're going to lose our house. We're going to lose everything we've worked for if we don't turn and say whatever they want us to say. But what they don't realize, when they do say whatever it is that they're told to say, they're still going to lose everything and lie and hurt the whole country, because they have to lie to try to keep what they have.
Yeah,
sad.
Their entire program
Really bad.
based on lies.
Terrible.
Carlos is a 56-year-old property manager at Mar-a-Lago. He's been indicted on 3 felony charges for allegedly allegedly mishandling of classified documents at Trump's Florida resort. He met with federal investigators in April for Queen for a Day session to set the record straight about prosecutors' growing suspicions of his conduct at Trump's Florida home and private club. He is identified in the indictment as property manager at Mar-a-Lago and a former valet. And he also worked other jobs at the Florida club for Trump as well. Doesn't seem like he's really a pool guy if he's a property manager.
No, there was I don't remember exactly what he was. I thought it was a pool guy, but there was a couple of them, a janitor or something. I couldn't remember, but there were a couple of just normal guys that work at his property. I mean, when people have big mansions, just like Nancy Pelosi and all of them have workers that either do their laundry or dust or clean their house or mow their yards and stuff like that to upkeep the huge mansion. And that's what they're doing. They're going through every single person that works for Trump now and all the J6 people, because there was a couple of them I've listened to in spaces on Twitter talking about what happened to them. And there's a few that said that the guards would come up and spit in their food and then give them their plates and stuff like that. And then they would tell them, if you don't do what we need, you're going to stay in here, because some of them hadn't even been charged yet. They're still sitting there waiting. And that the thing is some of them were saying that they've been able to get out because of not a plea deal, but when they finally got their place up there, they got out awaiting trial. They're still going to go to trial, but they finally got to go to court to where they could get home and wait to go to court. And some of these people are the ones that are coming out saying that they were told, if we do this, this, and this, and tell us this, you'll get an easy, we'll just, time served or whatever. So they're trying to get people to turn against Trump and lie and say that he's the reason why they all went up to the thing. And what's so sad is this is in broad daylight political. They're using politics to imprison a person they think is going to beat them in the election.
Oh, he will. It's a fair election, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I know, but what I'm saying is it's open. Any person watching this, and that could be you next time. Mm-hmm. And if we let it just go, where's the end? There's no end. They're going to just. No one can see. This is what happens in like Guatemala, not in the United States. I just can't believe how far we've fallen in 2.5 years. I mean, it's like
wait, hold on. This is a guy that sat by Obama's knee for 8 years. Mm-hmm. I expect everything that he does to be a pale shadow of what Obama really wants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
I'm agreeing with you, but what I'm saying is, when is it going to stop? I mean, how many people does this kind of stuff have to happen to before people start saying we have to bring back laws? We have to bring back our laws and protect our country and our Constitution.
I would love to think we could vote our way out of this. I don't think that's
no. I'm not saying we can vote our way out. I'm saying, when are the people going to say enough is enough, that we want our country back? I know.
What are they going to do after they say that then? How
we need to do something. We need to take it back.
Well, we can't vote. Every time we vote, they cheat.
Continuity of government. Okay, I posted this on Twitter the other day, that when the president is not around, or let's say that there's a bomb goes off and takes out everybody in the Capitol. Okay, something like that happens. We still have to be able to maintain some kind of law. Okay. The rules and regulations. That's why it's called continuity of government, which means that in each state, your representatives and other people in there are supposed to step up and make sure that everything runs as smoothly as possible. People still go to work. People still have police officers. We still have hospitals and all that, because it doesn't affect our state. Or that state or that one. So all the states that are still untouched need to run the same way to keep everybody calm, till the other parts of it that got destroyed or whatever can be straightened out, and we can straighten back out who's in charge and to keep things running and stuff like that, to keep it as smooth as possible. And I've been trying to read all that stuff because it's very interesting. But man, I'm telling you, what's going on right now is shocking that we're just sitting around just, oh well, it's like, because it trickles down to everyone. Won't be long and they're going to say, well, you got a nice house and those people over there need a place to live, so you either let them move in with you or we're going to take your house from you. That's basically what's going to start happening. It's going to take everybody's, they're going to come in and say, what is that? Intimate domain. They're going to take everybody's property and do whatever they want.
All they need is just cause, and they can say that anytime they want.
So when that starts happening, people are going to start dying. But to me, that's too late. When that's already happening, it's too late.
That's what I'm
Too
saying.
much
So
has already gone wrong.
what's
Do
going
you
to
want me
happen?
to share that, Bruce?
What?
Do what?
Do you want me to
Yeah,
share
go
what
ahead.
you're looking at?
Yep. All right. So
Mhm.
here's the NBC people trying to knock down this information about possibly Obama's chef. Tafari Campbell was a guy that died on the grounds of
Paddleboard. Mhm.
Buckberry House.
Mhm.
And it's got a boost on X, formerly known as Twitter. There's all these stories about this kid, and so they're trying to get some propaganda started. They're talking about how don't listen to what's going on.
Right.
They don't want you to pay attention. The death of Obama's personal chef has caused everybody some deep sadness, and they're deeply concerned. But X has pulled many of the rules it once had around misinformation under the new owner, Elon Musk, who acquired Twitter last year while vowing to make speech as free as possible. So this young man, 45 years old, he had an accident after divers recovered the body Monday from Edgartown Great Pond, about 100 feet from shore. Butfuck Berry and his wife, Mike, who own a house there, were not home, they say in a statement. Strangely enough, right? Right-wing figures cast doubt without evidence on the police statement and found a home for their views on the website X, the new name for Twitter after Musk rebranded it Sunday. A post in which Ian Miles Cheong, an online pundit, asked followers what they thought really happened, got 5.6 million views on X.
He's a troll. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
Mhm.
And so the post from the X account, Libs of TikTok, the evil account, Libs of TikTok, how dare she keep making fun of those good, soft-hearted, soft-brained liberals, those smooth-brained liberals, noted that the pond is 8 feet deep where Campbell was found and that he had posted swimming videos on Instagram. Facts other people said in replies indicated he was killed. And that post had more than 14.5 million views. The influential right-wing account, CatTurd2. This is great. This is Saturday morning cartoons for me now. Do you understand?
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Aren't they-
CatTurd2 with
They're treating
1.8
us
million
like
followers.
the Germans treated the Jews.
I know. This is
Yeah.
completely.
That's exactly that is exactly factual what you just said.
And how
It is-
dare CatTurd
Jenny
say
Carl
he
says the same
didn't
thing.
do anything? Go ahead,
It's
Ruben.
terrible.
What did you say, Bruce?
No, CatTurd. How dare CatTurd? He said he did not believe anything the government or the media said about the death. I
don't
won't
think-
believe a word of it, CatTurd wrote.
Well, when it first happened, when I was on Twitter when I first heard about it, they were saying that he died from blunt force trauma
Yeah,
to his head.
I remember that.
So and then he drowned, basically in the water. So this guy was an experienced paddleboarder, and they showed photos of Obama on his paddleboard, showing you.
I know what
What it
happened.
What
So,
happened?
He saw Big Mike Sweeney.
maybe he was their chef.
Passed out.
I'm sure he saw a lot of things, and he knew what foods they ate.
And then
He knew what they ate. He knows what they ate. He knew a lot about intimate things, probably from in their home.
Yeah, he traveled
And-
with them and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, maybe somebody came home and found him doing something with the other one that they didn't like, and they just hit him over the head and then threw him over into the water. I mean, we don't know, but it's never going. We're never going to find out anything because
They were
because
drinking
of who's
adrenochrome.
involved.
Yeah,
Just like the whole thing with Natalie Wood. Remember we talked about this, Bruce? Remember that whole thing?
Yeah.
We'll never really know the truth because of who was involved in the accident or the murder
You're
or
not going to talk
whatever.
about
And
Mr.
it's
Wagner
sad, but it's factual that we're not going to find out because, the right person wasn't there to witness it.
Right.
So
and that's sad.
Eckerd says, I'm not going to believe it. Anything they say. Why would they start telling the truth now?
Right.
An ex-account, Dom Lucher, that got
Mhm.
3.8 million views, suggests without evidence, that Campbell's death was somehow related to the potential indictment this week of
Oh,
former President Donald Trump on new charges.
I don't think it has anything to do with Trump.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think so either. The four accounts did not immediately respond to requests for comment Tuesday. Representatives for X also did not immediately respond to a request for comment on the spread of the conspiracy theories.
Mhm.
Massholes, the police said Campbell was paddleboarding when he died. They said a second paddleboarder was on the pond with him and saw him go under the water after he briefly struggled to stay on surface. It's so hard to get him to stay under. You have to hold him down for a little bit, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So this is facts. This is, but they have here's facts. I'm adding because there might be some of you that are confused. But
Right.
police responded at 7:46 p.m. well into the evening hours, and they said they did not release a suspected cause of death for Campbell or say what factors may have contributed to the death because Big Mike showed them his Peter. He showed him his Peter, Big Mike's Peter. And he said, if you say anything, we're going to destroy you. And then he thumped his very long, glowing mushroom stamp against his thigh, as only Big Mike could. Campbell.
Yeah. Did you read this one?
Which one?
It says Big Mike gave him blunt force trauma to the back of the throat.
That's what it was.
So
It
Travis posted.
Oh my God, that's
Thank you,
hilarious.
Travis.
Oh, it's awful.
I don't see anything going on. I have this screen in
But
front of
it's
me. and
sad because somebody did die and the family will never really find out what really happened. That's what's sad to me. And I don't know this person, but I feel sorry for his parents and his siblings or his grandparents or cousins and everyone else that cared about him because they're never going to find out what happened to him. Just like that young man who had leaked the stuff about the Clintons cheating, and they were upset.
Poor Vince
because,
Foster. He had the worst case of suicide ever.
Yeah, he got shot in the back twice.
And hung himself. and then
It's
stabbed himself
terrible.
with an arrow. And then shot
But the
himself with
thing
an
is
arrow.
that, it's just not fair. It's just like a parent whose child disappears and they never know what happened to him, and 40 years go by and they still don't know what happened to their kid. I mean, that's just sad that anyone has to live with that. Even with something like this, to even have, at least they have a something to have at a funeral for them, because they know that they died, but they don't know for sure what happened.
They should do a DNA swab on the throat.
Well,
just to make sure it wasn't Big Mike's blunt instrument.
Well, it's just, I'm just sad because it really is sad. This whole thing is just tragic.
I mean, the guy is tall. The water was 8 feet deep. I mean,
he doesn't look that tall.
He looks tall to me.
He doesn't look that tall. He looks like he's about 5'10".
Well, that's pretty tall for 8 feet of water, and he could swim a little bit. Yeah, someone held him.
Unless he was unconscious, Sandy. If he was knocked out.
I hate to say this. This may be construed as racist, but when I went to the United States military boot camp for the Navy guys, we went in. There was like 4 of us from Decatur, Illinois. We were white, and the rest of out of the 83 people that started, there was approximately 7 of us that were white. The others were black or other. None of the quote unquote minority people knew how to swim. That's not really something that these guys spend a lot of time with in junior high. They don't go to the pool. Unless they have a rich parent, which these men were not. These kids did not have money. They had to be taught how to swim. God bless you, Sandy. This is the most important sentence in this entire article. Representatives for X did not also immediately respond to a request for comment on the spread of the conspiracy theories. How dare you spread conspiracy theories on your own platform? That's NBC right there, pointing the accusatory finger of shame, trying to shame. You're letting these people talk. No free speech.
Mm-hmm.
So they mourned him in a statement on Tuesday. It's beloved part of the family. Part of the family. Stick your husband's dick in and choke him to death with.
Oh, it's sad though.
Yeah, it is.
But well, we've been going at this for 2.5 hours, people.
Well, no, I just want to show you something before we go any further.
Okay, but man, I didn't until I looked up. I went, "What? It's been 2.5 hours."
Well, that's Obama's dead chef, but let me show you the living chef that former President Donald J. Trump has.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
This
yeah.
guy, Chef Andre Rush.
That's his chef right now. Wow.
You've still got him on contract for some stuff over in Mar-a-Lago. This guy is a BMF, if there ever was one.
Yeah,
And
he's a
that's the guy
beast.
Yeah, he's beast. He's a former military service. He does a lot of suicide prevention material. He does 2,222 push-ups a day. I do 22 push-ups in a set. He does 4 digits of push-ups daily.
Gosh.
And the guy is fucking great. That man will never have to worry about being choked to death in a pool by a blunt instrument. He will never have to worry about that. That right there, that is how you choose your chef. You
Yeah,
get a
did you
guy
see that? There was a picture of him with Obama.
Obama.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
Obama. Yeah, he's a celebrity chef. He can have his picture
Good.
taken with anybody. But that is Donald Trump's preferred chef for the White House and for Mar-a-Lago.
Cool.
I don't know
Well,
if you guys
that's
knew that or
good.
not, but I thought that was pretty important. I think you need
It is
to.
important.
Especially since people make fun of Trump because he likes to put ketchup on his steak.
I would make fun of you if I saw you put ketchup on your steak. I'm a heathen, and I would never put ketchup.
You know what though? It sounds to me like when he was little that his steak was cooked too much. You know, it was overdone or whatever. So he would put ketchup on it. Because I know a few people that you know, their grandmother boiled almost everything. You know, almost all their food was boiled, and they put ketchup on everything because it was tasteless. You know,
Yeah.
so that might have happened. Something like that.
I don't know, man.
You know, but thank you guys for joining me tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Sandy. I'm so glad
See you,
I'm
Ruben
sorry
and
you feel
Bruce.
bad.
Don't leave right
on
away.
you.
Don't leave right away, Sandy. Don't leave.
Okay, I won't leave
You-
right away.
But I just want to say thank you to everyone in the chat. Oh, Travis was out in there, and Hungar the Scarvarian was in here.
Hungar the Scarvarian. That's cool.
Starvarian.
name.
Starvarian.
Oh,
He
Starvarian.
goes to the hospital a lot. He's got some problems, so he goes to the hospital on a basis,
Yeah.
and then he has to either
Hi.
not eat or he goes for hospital food. And a lot of times he decides not to eat. He's made himself fairly healthy here lately.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad he's doing well. I'm glad he stopped in to say hi to us.
He's a great
Yeah.
Thank you
man.
very much. I really appreciate it.
You've seen his
And,
face before.
I have.
Well, maybe not you, but Janet has.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah.
the afro.
Afro shirt that he's
Yeah.
got. The guy
Yes.
with the afro, that's his real picture on there.
Yes, high school photo from '84.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know. It's great. He's got some really funny shirts. I love the one with the person on the couch with the guy standing behind it.
Hold on.
That
let me
one's
pull
really
up
funny.
under- Yeah, let me see this.
You can
Hold on.
share it.
Give
Can you
me
pull it
just
up?
a moment. I'm going to pull this up because
Okay, Sandy, you got to see this. It's really
Okay.
funny. These are some of his shirts and stuff. See, we need to do that, Bruce. We've got to get your merchandise stuff set up.
merchandising.
Yeah, because I want you to sell dice and everything.
Cool.
Okay, here we go.
Because people know you as you. That's what you're famous for. One of the things you're famous
Dice
for, and you
with
should
hair
have,
on it.
because you're a dungeon master. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show it. Look at this.
Oh my gosh. I love
It's
it.
great.
That's an awesome shit.
He looks like someone famous from our past, but I don't remember who they are.
The
You
painter.
know what I mean?
The painter guy.
It looks like Bob Ross. Yeah,
Bob Ross.
very influential man. And this is
Mm-hmm.
Hungar. almost as famous as Bob Ross, but
Cool.
equally
Look at that.
impressive afro. I love this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I
a
would
very-
too. Look at that.
He's a good bro. He
Look at
lives
his
out of
hair.
Kentucky, but visits his brother in Florida quite a bit. And here's the other
Cool.
photo that Janet.
Yeah,
really-
there
Oh,
you go.
God.
That's the one.
No, that one's different. I can't really see it because it's kind of. Oh yeah. Hey. That's
You
pretty
recognize
cool.
this?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
It was famous on Twitter there for a while.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Cool. Look at
Yeah,
that.
see, blindfolded.
Oh no.
I love this.
Oh my
And he's
God,
got
that's
his
so
shirts
funny.
are on sale right now. So if
Awesome.
Hungar doesn't really, he says he's not trying to make a lot of money. He throws a lot of this to charities like I do.
Mhm.
So I want you to, if you have it in your heart and you like what Hungar stands for, he's thrown a lot of money to Wounded Warrior Project. You can
Yes.
buy anything from him, any cream off the top, he gives immediately to those guys. So
He said, look at this, Sandy. It says, thanks for having us. God bless y'all and have a good weekend. Sandy's laugh is infectious. Panel
Aw.
chat, you all rock. Thank
Cool.
you. It's
I
so
love it. Thank
sweet. Six
you.
Nation, 31 Kings. Really, we really enjoy you guys. You guys are awesome. Because we wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for you guys. I mean, really.
That's
You
true.
know? But thank you so much. And you guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Take care, guys.